Well, we wanted to do a historical top 50 of chess players of sort of all time, and to do that, we are using the statistics by Jeff Sonax, who has created a site called Chess Metrics. We've gotten some help from Frank Hofmeister, who is a well-renowned chess historian, but then we have still kind of added our own touch. And it's always going to be subjective, and there's no correct answer.
I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you agree with every single ranking, because usually when you publish lists, what could go wrong? Who would disagree with anything? But yeah, it's been fun, and I hope you like it.
Good evening, and welcome to round 5 of Altibox Norway Chess Tournament 2020. And I'm Peter Svidler, and I am filling very, very big shoes today. Judith is doing her festival things. That must be wonderful. And in some way, I feel sad not to be there, but I'm also very happy to be here for this one round, joined, of course, by world champion Vladimir Kramnik, who will be handling the chess matters. I will be basically clicking on the screen somewhere. Should be an exciting day ahead, and I'm very happy to be here to talk about it with Vladimir.
Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. It's very nice for me to meet my good old friend Peter and to work with him for a few hours. I know that he's one of the best commentators in the world. Which can maybe compensate my abilities in this matter and my English, because Peter's English is almost perfect. If not perfect, mine is almost awful, if not awful. So I think we will finally make a very good cooperation. So today, Peter, what do you think? What is the game of the day?
It's difficult because there are two people who have been struggling, I think is a fair way to describe it. And normally, I think in a tournament with Magnus playing in it, you look at Magnus's game first, but young Krzysztof has not really had a very good tournament so far, and I've seen some snippets of the interview he gave after round 4, and somewhat unsurprisingly, he is not really feeling very confident, and it's going to be a difficult day for him. And there's a very interesting game between Firouzja and Tari, but I think the one I sort of look forward the most is the game between Fabien and Levon. Probably, yes. If I had to pick one, it's probably the Caruana Aronian game.
I agree. But also for Magnus, he has to be careful. He has black, and there is. I know myself. Yeah, when you play such tournament, there is somebody is out of form, but he's still a very strong player. You have black, so you want to play for a win. You want to try to win it, but you also know that you shouldn't overstep the limit, because Duda is a very strong grandmaster. Yeah, and it's quite interesting for me. I want to see what kind of opening Magnus is going to play, and how is he going to play really sharp and trying really to win by all means, or he will try to play and to try to grab his chance if he gets one. because in such situations you have to be careful. I think you shouldn't be over optimistic because Jan Christoph can strike at any moment, and especially with white, he's usually very good, and you have to be really careful. So let's see. It's an interesting game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and also considering the start Jan Christoph had in this tournament, he clearly has nothing to lose, and people in that frame of mind, they could be extremely dangerous, because I think the best, it's very easy for us to give advice because we don't have to play having lost 3 classical games and an Armageddon. But I think the way he could repair his tournament from here on out would be to just kind of completely ignore the results and just go there to express himself, because he is, as Vladimir correctly said, he's a very strong player. He's a very imaginative player, and in a way, I think, for instance, his white game against Levon was, I maybe could have done this, because this is much more the way I approach chess, or at least I used to approach chess. But for somebody like him, just going there with the white pieces, trying to make a somewhat boring draw, it just doesn't suit him at all. He is an attacking player. He generally doesn't do this at all. And it seemed he wasn't he was quite uncomfortable, playing this kind of chess. So I expect him to return to his normal approach today. And
I just want to add that I think for him it's a great opportunity to save the tournament today. Yeah, because if he manages to win, which is always possible, of course, then whatever will be the final result, in a way that his tournament will be saved. Yeah. So
absolutely,
he might be extremely motivated today, and I expect him to play sharp, to play for a win today. That's my feeling. So that's going to be really interesting. And what do you think about Firouzja Tari game?
Well, I'm slightly biased because Aryan is somebody I have had. Well, it's my only real coaching experience, coaching in quotation marks, I guess. But I've worked with Aryan a little bit in the past, and I really want to see him do well. But I think with the black pieces against Alireza, he starts as an underdog, clearly. But it's going to be very, very interesting, because you never really know from the outside the dynamics of younger players of a similar age, right? Because I still have some players I've played in when we were kids who I perhaps now, outrate by quite a long distance, and I still struggle playing against them because those childhood memories, they still exist, and nothing overrides them. So I'm not entirely sure what the dynamics are between those two, and if there is even any dynamics existing. But perhaps Aryan just doesn't feel, that he has anything to worry there, and it's very possible, I think, when you talk about young players playing each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, in general, young players, they have a tendency not to worry too much about any opponent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And so let's come back to the old lions, yeah, if you can call it. For this tournament, the old lions, Caruana Ranyan. So what do you think? Bishop b4 or d5? Now,
I think probably the Nimzo, but yeah, I wouldn't want to bet the entire house on it. But and the fact that Levon is still thinking is actually
that is why, because usually I think he plays Nimzo, and he would have immediately very quickly play bishop b4, but he starts to think. So who knows? I would still bet on bishop b4. Yeah.
There it is, and Fabi instantly goes f3, which is
very sharp and very aggressive system. So which clearly means he's in a very fighting mood, and he wants to play for a win. Without any safety in his position, because Black has a big choice here of different lines, and quite a few lines are extremely sharp. So very interesting game. Most probably we are going. Yeah,
I think it's very possible that we get a sharp and clear game here, and perhaps one of the the last games, considering how everybody's life has gone in 2020, maybe the very last notable classical chess game played in 2020 until this one in this system is the game Fabi played against Kirill Alexeyenko in the Candidates, where he beat Kirill, who basically, I was there. I know what happened. He had detailed notes on the line, and he just mixed up move orders. And as you mentioned, in such a concrete variation, if you go for something very principled and then you mix up something, very often it will just cost you the game, which is what happened there. He more or less made one mistake in that game, and that mistake ended up being completely decisive.
Yeah, exactly the same story have happened to me when I played my last tournament, Vaikanze, a year ago. I've played with Vidit, and exactly the same story. I've just confused the move order, and all of a sudden it was just so bad that the damage was totally unrepairable. Yeah, so this line is very sharp. Yeah. And I see some familiar position for both of us, Peter. Something very familiar in the game Duda Carlson.
Yeah, this is cute because I keep on expecting people will stop doing this, but it's not happening somehow. It's just a line that continues being discussed at the very top level.
Yes. I mean, I think, Peter, you've played Bishop E3 here.
Yeah, I feel like Bishop E3 is clever, but maybe it's let's show the opening for those of our viewers who perhaps don't really recognize the position instantly. This is the Caro-Kann specifically with Knight F6 and E takes F6, which I think maybe even 2 years ago was virtually non-existent.
I mean, existent, but barely breathing, in reanimation, somehow.
Yeah,
but it seems to be quite playable.
In particular, I think because of Magnus's efforts, because Magnus was clearly the most high-profile player to start playing it. And the reason for my insistence to play Bishop E3 here is I want to preserve the option of meeting H5 with Knight F3, which stops H4. I don't know if this is clever or not, but this was my reasoning, because after Knight E2, which is what young Krzysztof ended up doing, they do very often play H5 here, and this I think
that is played. That is played on the.
This is the new development, which this is the change which was, I think, thought of very recently, and one of the major reasons why the line is considered playable. Because I think the big point is if the pawn reaches the H4 square, the knight on E2 becomes a lot more difficult, you kind of struggle to find good squares for it, because normally it goes to G3 and then it starts going to F5, to E4, to places like that. And with the pawn on H4, all of these things are, of course, much harder.
Well, frankly, to my taste, it's just cannot be good, but I'm too conservative. Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in this line at all. I've played it with Peter in the last tournament.
I was about to start laughing uncontrollably because you were much better by move 15.
I was much better very quickly, but basically all my opening knowledge there was that I've seen a couple of games that they were doing it, and then Bishop D6, Rook E8, and sometimes H5. I mean, that was all I knew about it, and Peter played Bishop E3, so it was not the first time you've played Bishop E3. Yeah?
No, I played it against Magnus in the European.
I was totally unaware of this.
No, Magnus actually played this line against me in the European Club Cup in 2018, and I ended up almost winning that game, which was kind of surprising considering I started 0 out of 4 in that tournament. But Bishop E3 exists, but I think almost nobody else does it.
But now, yes, I mean, okay, normally again, I'm maybe too conservative or too extreme, but normally you just cannot simply double your pawns and for no real compensation and try to pretend that you are perfectly fine. But of course, times are changing, understanding of chess is also changing, and probably it's not so bad as it looks. To me, it looks really bad, frankly.
Yeah, it's always been slightly strange to me that this is somehow playable, but I think results show that it's not as bad as you would expect if you, as you describe, if you just approach it with a classical viewpoint. White has a very solid structural advantage. All the endgames will be to put it mildly, extremely unpleasant for black.
Especially
also,
the pawn's endgame.
Yeah, especially the pawn ending, yeah. And also, it's not clear how you're not getting mated on the king side, particularly if you play h5 and white, I don't know, gets some kind of h3 and g4 play in. But the results appear to indicate that this is at the very least playable. So let's see how it goes for Magnus. And at least one prediction we've made so far has come true, because young Krzysztof already castled queenside, which is, I think, the most the most principled way to play
and aggressive way of playing, and frankly also quite logical. Yeah, I mean,
absolutely,
the most logical.
But it's just very happy to see all that, because as I mentioned, I think he is much better off playing like this today than trying to play something safe and hoping to, I don't know, make a draw play an Armageddon.
Yeah, so let's move to the kids, as we call them with Judith.
Yeah,
let's see the kids. Yeah,
the kids are playing in Italian, where I would really like to shut up and let Vladimir speak, because everybody has been playing the Italian for the past 5 years, and I still have no idea about move orders or, frankly, anything.
But Peter, the problem is that even the very experienced players who played with both colors, like myself, we also are getting all that. I was also getting confused with the move orders, because it's so strange and so many different nuances that sometimes I would get confused even if I've played, I don't know how many games with. I think, this move order, what can I say about it? Black is playing h6 sometimes as early as possible just to avoid bishop g5 lines, which are very sharp. But it gives white an opportunity, which I think I've used a couple of times myself, to avoid playing h3. Because now, for instance, you can actually play knight bd2 without h3, which is not, or a4 first and then knight bd2, because now knight g4 typical maneuver is not working anymore. Rook d2. Usually black is playing king h8, and after h3 he has this square on h6 for the knight, and then he's going f5, and it's supposed to be good for black. Now,
to make our viewers completely confused, I will mention that the move f5 exists in all these types of positions,
but still, usually after ef there is knight h6, is an option. But so h6, now white can try to gain a half tempi, because most probably sooner or later he will have to play h3, but to start with knight bd2 immediately, or after a4, a5, for example, and that might give him a chance to transfer his knight to g3 quicker, and then he might even avoid playing h3 and get the center. So that's the point of this move order. So I think I was trying not to hurry with h6, even if given bishop g5 line, I mean, this line is very sharp and interesting for white, but because of that reason. But we will see. Maybe it doesn't make a very big difference.
Here, I think the interesting point is that Aryan so far is completely ignoring both a6 and a5, which is something like we were taught to do as early as possible. I think when I was an e4, e5 player as black for my entire life, and when discussing the Italian, we were told to play a6 as early as possible, just to never have to worry about the bishop on c5. So one way to justify what black is doing here is to say that he is also trying to save on something that costs a tempo. And if, as you've mentioned, white often plays a4 these days, then I think black plays a5, and black is quite happy, because as we have seen in the past years, I think pioneered by Alexander Grishuk, black sometimes plays a6 and then responds to a4 with a5, losing a full tempo. And even those positions are somehow quite playable for black. So getting this without the loss of a tempo is maybe acceptable for black.
That's true. I start to think that if white is clever, so to say, starting with knight bd2 here, I'm not quite sure if black has anything better than if he wants to put his pawn on a6. Yeah, because now a5 line maybe is not so good anymore, because knight f1 will come directly. And here it's very important, this h3 tempo, because b4 has to be. So maybe if playing knight bd2 would be clever. Also, there is another interesting line for black, which is very fashionable after knight bd2. is, I mean, in general, as a plan, is to play bishop b6, knight e7.
Mm-hmm.
But here already black will be not in time, because white goes bishop b3, for example, and then knight e7, knight c4. Black is not in time to get his bishop to c7, after c6. So I think knight bd2 is, to me, looks like a very clever idea to play.
Yeah, I would suspect it's the most principled way to try and use the fact that h6 has been played so early.
Yeah, that would be my guess, that knight bd2 is probably the best move. Probably black will play a6 then. And who knows, maybe there is a chance for white to even to try to manage without bishop b3 or a4, maybe even to play knight f1 first.
Yeah, this structure is what I wanted to ask you about, because I think you've had games like this, right? We go b4, knight takes c4, b takes c5, knight a5, c takes d6, I guess. I don't know, maybe we don't have to clarify.
You can take, it's uncomfortable for black, I always thought, like a4 and then c4,
exactly,
h3. That might be quite uncomfortable because it's almost impossible for black to get d5, because e5 pawn is weak. So maybe after knight f1, black, white might get some good version of this Italian, slightly improved version than usual, even if it doesn't really change so much the assessment of the position. And probably it is, close to equal. By the way, wait, I think that's exactly the move order I've played against Magnus Carlsen in this invitational tournament with black. In the first game, I'm not quite sure.
And you ended up having not a very good version.
Yeah, I ended up having a slightly worse version of a typical position, and I think it was like that, but don't really remember exactly. So let's see all those nuances. No, he played h3, Firouzja, so he just wants to transpose, I guess, to the main theory, because if black now plays a6, a5, or bishop b6, it would probably transpose,
I think in most cases, we just get the mainline theory now. And knight bd2 was, I wouldn't say it's necessarily stronger, but it was a way to maybe try and gain something using the move order.
But that's exactly exactly what you were expressing, Peter, before, that all those move orders very difficult to understand, and to even for experienced players, and probably Firouzja, he is not so experienced yet in Italian to get this very delicate move order. So probably he just wants to transfer to the position he knows.
I think it makes practical sense for sure. Just to steer the game towards something he prepared this morning, and not bother very much with trying to improve upon it. So this is an a6, as you predicted, played quite quickly by Aryan now that he provoked h3. I think we can leave this one to develop for a bit.
Probably the theory will still, it will not end very soon, in this game.
Yeah. Seems like they're discussing something that, first of all, both of them are reasonably comfortable with, and secondly, I think is by far the quietest of the three games we have today, because the other two look potentially a lot sharper, at least for now.
Yeah. And but even this one can get, what I like is that it's a complicated game, and most probably it will be a long and interesting game. Firouzja Tari, because position is quiet for now, but it will be probably, it will not be a short draw, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And now that we have sort of discussed all three games, we need to take a very, very short break to fix something. Please stay tuned. It's not going to be very long, and we'll be back in 1 or 2 minutes with the continuation of round 5. And we are hopefully back. Apologies for this minor interruption. And we move on to the Nimzo, which has progressed towards a very sharp position, which, as will be the norm on this show, Vladimir knows something about it, and I really, really don't.
Well, I know, I don't know much about it. I mean, I know that I've analyzed it, that I remember very well. It was extremely sharp and leading to a very unclear position, pretty equal, if I remember well, but I cannot really, I remember there was a piece sacrifice at some point, but yes, that's all I can say now. I mean, I cannot really tell you what was the exact continuation. At some point, Black was trying to take EDCD. At some point,
this is my first question. Then.
Well, here, of course, Queen takes D5.
Yeah, exactly. If you wanted to include EDCD, you were supposed to do it here, right? Because I think in this position you are forcing, more or less forcing CD.
Yeah.
And now with the inclusion of Knight H5 and Bishop E3, which is what they played in the game, you just lose on the spot, I think, if you take the pawn on D5, because Queen D5 attacks absolutely everything.
Yeah, well, that's not clear if Knight F6, if you can take this route. But anyway, it's even if Queen goes to D2, it's not the point. Yeah.
This is maybe not very good for White, but yeah, normally I think this is not.
There were some F5 ideas. I mean, and then on I don't remember. It's not. I'm not completely sure if Levon haven't confused the move further, because I have a feeling that EDCD was. Should have been played maybe, because now G4 is a threat actually, and I don't see what Black. It might be quite a mistake. Knight H5. I'm not completely sure, but it might be. Because EDCD Knight H5 I think was.
It feels to me that either he has something kind of spectacular here, which I don't immediately see, or as Vladimir said, now that the bishop is on E3. And the potential threat of Queen H4 check can be very easily met by Bishop F2, which is basically the point of the move. The threat of G4 followed by something like Knight G3 or Knight F4 is very, very strong. If you imagine Black making some kind of a waiting move, like I don't know, A5 is a nonsense move, just to put the position on the board. G4, you have to go back to F6 now, and White plays something like Knight G3.
Yeah, and White is better.
This is just a very, very unpleasant position, because I think Black more or less never generates any kind of counterplay on the king side now, and White has a much safer position to press his spatial advantage.
Yeah, so now, of course, I think it's possible that Levon have just confused the move order, and now he needs to find a justification of Knight H5, which is, maybe considering even moves like F5, but I'm not quite sure it's going to work, F5.
Yeah, there's a number of questions, because, maybe you can still do this, because...
E6 is a serious question.
Yeah,
I don't like E6,
Yeah, we take, and after EF, I wanted to take with the rook.
Yes, but that looks very, very suspicious somehow.
It does, but maybe we don't have anything better anymore. Maybe we absolutely have to go for it. This is the big question now.
Yeah, because even Knight G3 looks
Knight G3, I was hoping maybe I can play Rook E5 and pretend it's all according.
Maybe you're right. King F2, but some sacrifices are possible even for compensation. I don't know. Yeah, Rook takes F5. Maybe Queen D2 is a move, but then I don't know if you can take on C4 after Queen D2.
Probably not, because Knight G3 probably wins,
Or even G4, I thought of maybe G4.
Maybe even G4.
Simply. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's F5 is a dubious move. It doesn't look great, but the other possible options look even more gloomy. So I suspect he will try to make it. Yeah, it's quite an unfortunate beginning of the game for Levon, because, I mean, it's pretty clear to me. Okay, we will ask him at the press conference, but pretty clear to me that most likely he have just forgotten his notes and forgotten to include EDCD before playing Knight H5. So let's maybe try to see the sharpest game so far. which is Duda Carlson. So what can I say? It's I'm thinking now b5 is a very logical move, of course, trying to get knight b6, bishop e6, etc. But I start to think, okay, why not to try g4 here? I'm not quite sure if it works, but it's quite an interesting try, g4. Hg, and maybe rook g1. Because h3 there is g3, yeah, maybe that is a little too much. Yeah, knight b6, h3, but yeah, even gh. Yeah, probably that is too much to play like this. There is some compensations. Okay, still bishop h7 check, bishop f5, but also instead of gh, maybe other moves are possible like g3. So that is maybe too much. Yeah, g4. So then maybe white should be a little bit more cautious. Yeah, very interesting. Maybe knight g3 is an interesting move, trying to attack the pawn on h5. I mean, in case of if h4, knight f5 comes. And possibly after knight g3, maybe black will have to sacrifice this pawn. Or playing queen a5, trying knight b6, maybe queen a5, attacking the pawn on a2. If king b1, which is not forced, of course, then maybe knight b6 would come. And yeah, black has bishop e6, he has his own play also. So it's pretty, yeah, I mean, very interesting, very, very sharp position here. b5. So let's come back to the position in the game. So what are the options? Maybe even d5, I think. What about trying to play d5? I mean, just to break in the center. And to me, it looks like a very interesting move and actually quite a dangerous move. What can black do? c5, of course, would be logical, but then b5 pawn is hanging. Bishop takes b5. I don't know if it will be enough compensation for black, like queen a5 maybe. But it's a healthy pawn after all. Yeah, queen a4 maybe is possible. I don't see much compensation. But otherwise d5, yeah, because after, let's say if c takes d5, then bishop h7 check looks to be also bishop takes b5, of course, is pretty good. But bishop h7 check might be a real problem. And king probably f8, because h8 is even more dangerous. And rook takes d5 now. And this doesn't look good at all for black. So this, to my understanding, d5, I don't know what, let's try to see what is the plan after d5. Of course, there is maybe a sacrifice, like playing whether c5 first, let's say, bishop takes b5, rook takes e3. And then trying to get knight f e3, knight e5, and playing on the b line. Of course, yeah, it's interesting, I would say. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's enough compensation, but there is some compensation, even of more of a positional nature, trying to go rook b8 and queen a5. Maybe this is a plan. It's quite unusual way of playing. I mean, definitely not Magnus's style, that's for sure. But maybe it is the best option, and that can be actually the plan of Magnus, because he must be probably still in his book, so to say, yeah, because h5, the position after h5 is theoretical, and I guess Lone Castle is he played b5 rather quickly. I mean, took him not such a long time, so probably he is still in the book, and d5 move is rather obvious, so I guess that might be his plan. Even most likely, because I don't really see any other acceptable ideas. I mean, after d5. So what else white can try to do? Because yeah, I guess otherwise knight b6, black will just play knight b6, and then he will have quite a serious initiative on the white squares. Bishop e6, knight d5, knight c4. So I don't know if b5 is a novelty, was it played or not, but I think if not, then probably because of d5, yeah, because it seems to me that if not d5, black will probably be doing pretty well, unless knight g3. But the problem of knight g3 is that even when you take the pawn on h5, the knight becomes very passive on the edge of the board, and also even maybe knight b6 can be possible, with the idea after knight takes h5 that black has bishop g4. So that is also possible, yeah. So I guess knight g3 is not so dangerous. Then again, g4, hg, and after h3, fortunately for black, he has g3. Even if maybe, yeah, that can be an option, g3 probably, and rook dg1 now, just to try to open up the g line somehow and to get attack on g line. That's maybe quite interesting. You want to take with a knight on g3 and then start direct attack on the black's king. Black, what can he do? I would say gf is possible, but quite risky. Bishop takes f2. Now the g line is open, and even if there is no clear threat yet, but it seems to be like a long-term initiative, I would consider probably playing after rook dg1. I would probably consider rook takes e3 again, the same sacrifice, just trying to keep the g pawn alive. Yeah, f8 to actually to close the g line. And now let's say queen c7. That might be interesting because not so easy. It's not to take back the g3 pawn. And otherwise, black has definitely certain compensation, and he wants to go knight b6. So I would expect queen d2 now, probably, trying to play with a knight f4 with a queen e1 to attack the pawn on g3. And black might start different things like c5, looks interesting, knight b6. Very, very sharp game. I'm missing knight takes g3. Sorry, instead of queen d2, there is knight takes g3 move, and this might be quite painful. Bishop takes g3, queen g2, and black's bishop cannot move out because of mate on g7, and otherwise white just takes back the bishop. So then in such situation, yeah, so if this is true, then maybe g4 is a very, very interesting move to play. Of course, black, maybe Magnus just wants to play h4. Looks strange, but who knows? It might be okay just to block the g line. And again, having in mind, very often rook takes e3 as a positional sacrifice. Let's say if white is continuing like rook dg1, let's say rook dg1, knight b6, let's say g5. And again, I would consider as a serious option rook takes e3, yeah, because now fe, fg, and black king is pretty safe, and actually even he can start to push after at some point g4 and so on. So maybe this is the idea, g4, h4, because hg, again, after g4, hg looks pretty dubious, I would say. I mean, h3, yeah, let's try h3. Now I really don't like, letting the h line open. It's really dangerous. So g3, I would say it's maybe only move rook dg1. And now also rook hg1 is possible. By the way, not clear which rook has to be on g1, because the other one might be useful in the center. So one of the rooks to g1. Maybe actually I would even say rook hg1 maybe is even more logical. I would say rook hg1 because I don't think that I will need the h line. Yeah, so that's why. And sometimes white can get on the c5, bishop b7. So rook hg1, and yeah, that's very interesting. But anyway, d5 was played in the game. d5 was played. So now let's see if Magnus was it his preparation or he just missed d5? But in any case, it seems to me that c5 and rook e3 is a very interesting way of playing. I actually kind of even like it for black. I mean, I think black can have quite a significant compensation here. And especially, I'm sure a computer would say white is better there, but in a practical game, I don't know which side, because black has a long-term initiative, quite easy play, black squares. So let's see. I mean, my conclusion here is that if Magnus would start thinking now, it would mean that he just, let's say, he is out of book and basically he missed d5 or underestimated it. If he will play quickly, then it means he is still in the book. But in any case, I predict c5, bishop b5, rook takes c3. Or c5, bishop b5, rook b8 first, maybe still bishop c6, and at some point rook takes c3 and knight e5. Something like that. And I don't know what is this position. I would say that, black has a lot of initiative. Knight c4, queen a5 is coming. So maybe rook b8 to start with, rook b8 instead of rook takes c3, So rook b8, of course, it gives white an opportunity to play bishop takes d7. But that might also be a very, bishop takes d7. It seems to me that black has a bishop takes d7 and next queen a5. It looks very dangerous for white. I mean, black has a lot of initiative here. And otherwise, after rook b8, wherever bishop goes, let's say c6 looks like a most logical square. Of course, black can try to manage without the exchange sacrifice, maybe trying to play rook e7 followed by knight e5 or queen a5, bishop a6. There are different ways to do it. But I really like rook takes e3. Rook takes e3, knight e5. I really like this for black. And as we remember, if you remember, c5 was played quickly, so I'm pretty sure it is Magnus's preparation still. Then it might be a difficult time for Jan Christoph here, because if Magnus is still having this analyzed, it's not a great. Not great news for him, for white.
Absolutely.
What would you say?
I hope I'm back. I don't know.
Yes, Peter, you are back. We are very happy that you are back.
I apologize. I apologize for what happened. This generally doesn't happen very much, but seems like the entire internet died. I'm currently connected from my phone, which might be a bit of an issue later. But for now, happy to rejoin the show. And this is a very striking development, d5, c5, bishop takes b5. And I agree with your assessment. I think in particular against a well-prepared opponent, it gets very scary for white, these types of positions, because he'll have to solve very immediate problems after the expected rook b8.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's also that I simply like very much black's position, even objectively, not only that, but it objectively looks. What do you think, Peter? I mean, it looks very dangerous.
Can we try maybe playing c4? To bring the knight over?
I'm thinking about it. C4. Yes. Maybe it is a better option, but still, of course, black has lots of ideas here. Yeah? I actually like, rook takes e3. I really like this idea.
Yeah, this does look very, very thematic. And
because then a6, and if knight c3, a6, c4 pawn is hanging somehow. And it's so difficult to play with white this position. Yeah, black has a lot of initiative. I don't even know what would be your move here.
I would be panicking here with white. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to play, because the king side is now completely secure for black, which means that the entire game will happen on the queen side. It's a very comfortable situation. Yes, black had to give up quite a lot of material, but defending positions like this is never fun. maybe we can go for some extremely passive ideas like bishop a4, b3, trying not to lose anything on the queen side. But it looks scary.
I would say maybe then at least h3 first, just also because I don't like all sorts of bishop g4, knight g4 ideas, But queen a5 and bishop a6 and
I don't know. It's not fun.
It's not fun, I mean,
it's not fun at all. I know which side I would like to play in this position.
I think everyone would choose the black. Every professional player because so it's rook b8 is played. So Magnus, as you remember a couple of days ago in our stream, Judith was asked me who has the best opening preparation nowadays, and I put Magnus on the first place, and this game it proves it again, because it's a rare line, not such a not very fashionable, although people start to play it lately, and even there Magnus has a very deep preparation, it seems, and absolutely unnecessary. I mean, all those moves which White played were definitely not forced. So this shows that Magnus or his trainers, they made a very, very serious work even in this line, And
clearly a lot of thought goes into playing even the sidelines these days. Like this is, he has been doing this consistently, but still you would expect, the Sicilian and the Spanish to be the main parts of his repertoire. But even these sidelines are well analyzed, and there is a lot of interesting regional ideas everywhere. I saw that quote from your conversation with Judith, and it did not surprise me at all that you put Magnus as number one. I was a little bit more surprised about Ding in your opinion. If I remember correctly, you put Ding and Fabi as numbers 2 and 3.
Fabi 2, Ding 3, yes.
Fabi, once again, Fabi, no surprise. Ding, I thought, was, of the 3 people you chose, was maybe the only non-obvious choice, because you would think that maybe there are some people who are still ahead of him, but he's made a tremendous amount of progress.
I agree. I mean, of course, I would say that maybe Anish Giri, he can compete with Dean and maybe even overtake him, in this. But Dean definitely also has his repertoire is much more limited. I mean, he doesn't play everything, but what he plays, he usually knows really well, very deeply. But it's true. But Magnus, his preparation becomes really impressive, and considering the fact that he's also the best player in the world nowadays, I mean, that makes quite a good explanation. That gives a good explanation of his superiority nowadays. Because when, like Garry Kasparov at his best, at his best time, it was boss. And when it's boss, it's very difficult to fight.
It's very difficult to play against a player who gives you no odds in the opening and then also outplays you from equal positions. It's a very hard combination to counter for sure.
So let's see maybe the other game. I have a feeling that Jan Christoph will take some time here, because
he should. If he doesn't, it's a mistake, I would say. I think if you don't actually take a longish pause in a position like this, you are probably not approaching it correctly.
Because I would actually try to, if I was White here, I would maybe try to check bishop takes d7, bishop d7, knight g3. It looks dubious, but at least to try to get something very quickly, to get I really don't like it, and probably doesn't work, but just somehow to get out of this long-term positional torture, initiative torture after the rook takes e3, knight e5. But actually it's probably pretty bad as well. Bishop d7, bishop d7. The problem is bishop f4 would have been a good opportunity to change the bishop, but then rook takes e2 is a problem. That is a big problem for White.
Hang on a second.
If White tries to change this bishop on d6, trying to play bishop f4, then bishop f4, then rook takes e2.
Then rook takes e2. I'm having
bishop takes f4 check.
Some kind of a weird weird interaction with the client where all I can do is draw arrows, and people who have seen me draw arrows in the past will know that I'm very bad with arrows. But
Well,
seemingly for some reason I can't actually make moves for the time being. I'm hoping this will magically disappear, because I don't really want to draw arrows for the rest of the stream.
I can imagine by the end of our commentary, the screen will be kind of full blue.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very surreal if it continues like this. But for now, I can draw.
Very good. It's now you try to
We can remove the arrows, but we.
Excellent.
Yeah, but this still draws arrows. I have no idea what's going on. I've never encountered this before. Today is seemingly a day where everybody regrets inviting me to the stream. I think.
No,
I'm going to sort of provide every single reason for people to regret inviting me. Internet crashes, weird bugs that weren't there before until I came in. And
actually, I can try, Peter, if I can try to take control and to try to make moves for the first time, but I don't know if I will do much better than you.
It's difficult. It's difficult to do much worse right now. So,
so you think it's? Let me try to see if I can manage it. Yes, for now not. Yes, I think so. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Bishop f4. No. Also I have arrows. So if bishop f4, rook takes e2. Yes. Okay. Bishop f4, rook takes e2. So Peter, is it you or me who is now moving the pieces?
I think nobody is currently moving the pieces. So let's talk.
Okay, bishop f4, rook takes e2. Yes. So in any case. Yes, so c4 was played. Yeah, that's not a great sign. Yeah, I mean, as you have just mentioned now, Peter, I would expect that black should have probably white should have probably take some time here, because c4, of course, it's a natural move, but not quite sure if after rook takes e3, let's say. And,
in particular, I would very much like rook takes e3 to happen, because I think the game becomes particularly spectacular if he does that. But he has already played a6.
Maybe he just wants to. I don't know. He wants first a6 and then to take on e3. But a6, I don't know if I can take on d7 and knight c3.
Yeah, exactly. I would expect young Krzysztof just to jump at the opportunity to trade that
but
bishop
still,
away.
you know, Peter, queen a5 comes.
Yeah, it's
rook
still,
d4, bishop
it's
e5.
still very scary. Yeah, it's it doesn't really help. It doesn't really help white so much. But
yes, I mean, it's still
maybe we can
extremely
hope to
dangerous.
stabilize, like rook a1. I want to play bishop d2. I want to play b3. And if I don't get mated in like 3 moves, maybe I'm alive.
Maybe you will, because rook b4. Let's check.
Rook b4. I would
b3
like to
and
play
bishop
b3.
f5. I want.
Yeah,
Can I
had a
sure.
feeling.
No, I don't think so, because takes rook c4, bc, queen. If queen c3, queen c2.
Yeah, there's also
that
this
shouldn't
move.
work. Yeah.
There's also this
work.
move.
Yeah, that's a bit too much. But
hang on a second. I thought you were going to. I thought you were going to take.
Yeah,
here,
rook b3,
really...
but AB. Yeah, that was queen takes c3, check, queen c2. It seems that.
we've stabilized.
Yeah. So maybe that is too much, but of course black has queen a5. Let's say queen a5 looks very logical. Yeah,
rook h1, and let's look for.
And now
something.
many interesting moves. Yeah, here seemingly.
Yeah, lots. I mean, bishop b5 is maybe the most obvious, but I do want to play bishop d2.
Yeah, at least bishop.
Yeah, I want
d2,
to play bishop d2 anyway.
And what about maybe queen b4, b3? Yeah, queen b4, b3. Scary, but might. And rook takes b2. Yeah, I mean, I understand it shouldn't work.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Is the most
try,
fun. Yeah, this is the most fun.
Rook takes b2.
Let's see if I lose if I put the king in the corner.
Yeah,
because
check
I would
on
like
b8 on the corner. Bishop f5.
You start with bishop
Bishop
f5, I
e5,
guess,
bishop
yeah?
d2 at least. Yeah, bishop f5, queen c1, yeah?
Yeah, I need to play queen c1, and you play bishop e5 here. I need
And
to
you
play
get-
bishop d2, and you at least have rook b1 check. But I don't know if you win.
Rook b1.
Maybe you don't actually win, yeah? Because I can take,
Yes.
and then I even have rook takes e5 in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think
yeah,
white comes out ahead even, which is not fair.
That's true, yeah.
Um,
That's true. Yeah, so maybe rook b2, but yeah, of course, black has a very good position anyway. But I would have taken on e3 first, yeah. But okay.
Actually, how stupid is g6 here?
G6. Knight e4 is too dangerous. Yeah, I don't like it.
I feel like,
but
yeah, I
maybe
feel like
bishop d2 again. Bishop d2
bishop
because
d2.
I have queen a4 idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my problem. That you by playing bishop f5, I give back the a4 square for the queen, so it doesn't quite work. We need to kind of fine tune this because it does feel, if you look at this position, it does feel like black absolutely has to have tremendous compensation.
Yeah, no, definitely he has. It's even more of a question if he can kind of win by force here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know if, of course, a move like bishop takes h2 might be working, but I mean, it's possible just to take back the pawn maybe, but that's I mean, yeah, that's not the way.
Yeah, we're kind of selling ourselves a little bit short if we start doing this.
Yeah. So I would definitely consider something more. Also, I don't know if queen a5 was. By the way, another question is why did we go rook e1? Maybe to start with bishop d2 immediately.
Mm-hmm. Let's try. That's maybe more solid. We would this is feels like bishop d2 is probably the move we can never avoid making, and rook e1 is not. Rook e1 is more optional.
Mm-hmm. Still, queen b4. No, queen b4 doesn't work because of knight b5.
Even knight b5 exists, which is very important here.
It's not so bad, yeah. That somehow white. Okay, bishop f4 after knight b5. No, then b8 is hanging. Yeah, so maybe queen a5 is not the right way to play.
Okay,
here, yeah?
So what do we start
at least
with?
Then bishop g4 maybe is this idea. Just try to get queen d7, bishop f5. But that doesn't look already so.
I guess we go rook d1, right? Because we need to fight for the e file as early as possible, and we still want to. Yeah, but the issue is I always have queen a4 anyway, so I can maybe even continue with my moves, right? I can play bishop d2 here, and I have a good reply to bishop f5 pretty much always.
Yeah, queen b7. Yeah, of course, it's not so clear. It doesn't look so clear to me. Yeah.
Not anymore, no. It feels like white could actually be okay.
Yeah. So I really am not sure about a6. Yeah, I mean, to me, rook e3 was much more interesting from the, at least in practical sense, maybe even objectively. But okay, it's interesting. The game is going to be sharp already now for sure, because you see that it's not only that white is pawn up, but also he has a passed pawn on d5. I mean, structurally, so now black absolutely has to mate or to do something, because there is no chance he can survive any endgames, with such pawn structure. So yeah, it's going to Magnus will go all in, and let's see if he manages. Bishop a4 was played.
Yeah, this is very. I was going to say that I would be taking on
d7.
Yeah. I want to start trading pieces, and also I think my bishop on a4 is maybe my worst piece. So
yes, bishop a4, of course. Yeah, this I really don't like. I mean, I understand bishop d7 looks look in what few seconds or.
Welcome back, and the continued coverage of round 5 of Altibox. The 2020 tournament is here, hopefully, and we've been talking almost exclusively about the Duda Carlsen game, because there were a lot of developments there. But there's also a very sharp position on the board in the Caruana Ronin game, and they did reach the position we were discussing some time ago. Levon, after some thought, did end up playing after bishop e3 the sequence f5, G6, bishop takes, EF, rook takes, and yeah, I think this might be playable for black. I don't see any immediate refutation.
Yeah, me too. Let's think what can be white's plan here. Of course, knight g3 is an option, but again, yeah, it doesn't seem to be so clear. I mean, humanly, of course, queen d2 looks like a very solid, healthy move, but maybe black will go knight c6 then, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
And then if g4, knight e5 is coming, and that might be pretty uncomfortable.
Queen d2 played in the meantime,
Played, yeah.
so Fabi did choose this. Yeah, knight c6 seems like the most natural move in the position, as you mentioned, creating the idea of knight e5 next move.
I don't know if g4 is working still. I have big doubts, but it has to be checked. Yeah, g4, knight e5. So knight c6.
Yeah, there's as you can probably guess, there is a little bit of an issue. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's really no laughing matter, because this is such an interesting position, and discussing it without actually making moves on the board is going to be difficult. But
so let's move maybe to the position of if you can manage it, Firouzja-Tari, because that one is more positional. Yeah, we can actually talk about it. Yeah, there are not so many lines. So
sure.
What is going on there in this typical Italian?
I was wondering about the decision by Firouzja to play d4 so early, because I think it's not always that they do this, right? Sometimes instead of d4, I think there's an argument to be made
to try to play knight f1, bishop e3, and so on. Yeah.
Let's say we go knight f1, and then I would like to trade this bishop before I commit.
True, Peter, but from other point of view, another idea for white in such positions is kind of to block this bishop. Yeah. So let's say d4. I mean, let's check now maybe b5 and trying to go knight c4, b6 is really trying to get him out of play, this bishop. But of course, it's I mean, black might get a lot of quite a serious counterplay on the king side against the king.
I think it's a huge question if you have enough time for this.
Trying to go knight h5, knight f4, rook g6, and that is it can get extremely sharp. Yeah, the position. So I don't know if d4. No, but that's quite logical. Knight g6. So now it's time for a very serious decision. Yeah. For white.
And unsurprisingly, I think Alireza has been taking, I think maybe for the first time in this game, he's been taking some serious time on this move, because it's not clear how he should proceed here. Knight f1, knight g3 still looks logical, but
yeah, it's an option. So what after knight f1, maybe knight h5 is an idea, trying to stop knight g3. Yeah? Another idea is probably trying to attack the e4 pawn, to press, not really to attack, but to press the e4 pawn. But or also a very typical idea is to play d5. I mean, maybe d5 can work.
Yeah, maybe even the immediate d5 sometimes works in those positions. Yeah,
knight f1, d5, e takes d5, for example, and queen d5, c4. Very, very complicated position.
Yeah, it becomes very concrete straight away. The moment some kind of a clash in the center starts, you have to calculate variations, and you have to be very precise. Not entirely sure what I think about this. I feel like if I were playing this position with black, I'd be quite happy about d4, because I think it gives me targets for counterplay. I think the biggest problem black has in this structure in general is that if white plays slowly, you just don't quite know what to do with your life. You're just sitting there playing on your back, three ranks, and you shuffle and you shuffle and you shuffle, and there's still no prospects.
Yeah, and my game with Magnus was very educational in this sense. So he had a little even better version than that with white. He has changed these bishops, and I was really suffering. I miraculously managed to draw in this last invitational tournament, but it was little fun. So, but d4, okay, now, again, I would probably consider, if I was white, to try to play b5 instead of knight f1. Yeah, knight f1 is, of course, is an option, obviously.
Yeah, let's take a look at your plan. Yeah, let's see if
let's say
b5 we can do this. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to react, because b takes a6 is probably not something.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably doesn't matter that much. I mean, if you take a b, rook e8, or you don't take, maybe I don't know about rook e8. Yeah.
Well, it stops knight c4. The reason to play this move would be to kind of tie your knight on g2 to the defense of the e4 square, e4 pawn, stopping your declared intention of.
And maybe white can try to go d5 now. Can he?
d5. Let's say rook 6,
rook e7, knight c4. Yeah, trying to get b6.
Yeah, I wanted to go bishop c5, of course.
Yes, that's logical. Now you want b6, so I have to try b6 myself, probably.
Yeah, and this is, if this goes poorly for white, it could go really poorly, right?
Yeah, sure. It is quite a risky play, I would say. But another option, yeah, d5, of course, is positionally quite risky. Yeah, what are the other ideas? Maybe b6 also was possible. I have my doubts, but b6, bishop takes b6, and then d5, knight c4.
Let's take a look. Yeah. So you go g5 here.
If knight c4, I guess ed4. Yeah. So
yeah, ed4 should be
knight
quite good
c4.
There. But I think there is really a question: how much have you actually achieved here?
Yeah, it is a question. It's just that these rooks on e7, e8 are a bit strange. But who knows? I mean, I think white wants knight a5, knight c6 potentially. So maybe black would play rook a8.
It's a little bit awkward, yeah. I would like to play something like queen c8 followed by c6, but maybe I'm not in time. Maybe you do get to...
Maybe rook a8 to me looks like a reasonable move.
Yeah, that's a good move. Yeah, that's a very good move. You stop knight a5.
Knight a5 and then maybe queen c8, c6. Yeah,
yeah, you prepare that counterplay.
I think somewhere... let's try to analyze it a bit more because, okay, I'm an Italian player. I like this position. I've played it a lot. So actually with both colors, with white and with black, exactly this variation as well. So after, knight f1, or what else? What else can we do here? Yeah, the question knight f1, it makes of course a lot of sense. I'm just not sure about, d5 maybe doesn't work, d5, because ed5, queen takes d5, c4, that looks...
c4 is probably the thing that worries me the most here.
And if queen c6, b5, very important. Yeah, queen c6 trying to go d5, knight takes d5. Well, first of all, probably you can just take the pawn on e5, but also b5.
b5 is maybe even stronger because
so maybe d5 doesn't work. Yeah. Then it means. I would say probably knight h5 is an interesting option.
We could, if we wanted to make d5 work, maybe we do it this way. We go, but then maybe you play d5
I'm not sure
yourself,
about d5. Yeah, d5, knight g3, and then those rooks are...
Yeah, because, this is awkward. Knight f5 is a very big threat here. Yes, the bishop on a7 is now very beautiful, but you have to solve the issue.
I've played once a game with Rajabov in this line, and then this bishop was quite beautiful up to the moment I managed c4, c5, and then it became much less beautiful somehow.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, if it gets locked down there, it's not going to be much fun. So why not knight f1? I wonder, because I think knight f1 is probably the most natural, the most obvious.
I think knight h5. Yeah, knight h5 would be my choice here.
And maybe even rook f6 in some positions.
Yeah, sometimes rook f6, or this idea knight gf4, rook g6. Yeah, it can really become dangerous. I mean, if I manage it. Even if it's quite difficult usually, to manage to create a real attack there. So let's say bishop e3 for white, and knight gf4 maybe, or what?
I think we play. I think we need to check if this works, because sometimes those ideas do work, and then they are quite devastating. Like d takes e5, rook g6 might already be very bad for
Yeah, maybe I would after knight f4 I would consider knight g3 king h2 something very solid, just to secure my king somehow. Maybe knight g3 here.
But I think I'm taking. I think I'm going to claim that this is not good for white structurally. Is it? If I just take and go back.
Yeah, but you are right. You are right. It's not perfect, but who knows? Maybe it's not too bad either. I mean, like, you want what? You want to take on d4 probably. Yeah?
I think now I want to take on d4 because the pawn on e4 can no longer be supported by f3.
Yeah, because probably king h2 seems to be a logical move. Yeah. And I don't see anything really more, better than ed4 here.
Yeah, I think I'm taking, if you give me the chance, I'm taking on d4 and going from there, yeah.
Still, I don't know, cd4, I'm not completely sure. Yeah, because again, this bishop on a7 is this kind of piece which is good, potentially very powerful, but also potentially can be really one day out of play. Yeah, I still would prefer white here because...
I think the biggest problem I have here is that I would like to go rook a8, but it loses material to d5.
Yeah, after d5, yeah. So, and then if black plays d5, which is also another idea himself, then e5, and this bishop on a7 is now a very poor piece, all of a sudden.
It will become a tempo game because if I get some kind of rook a8, c6, bishop b8, and somehow f6, I'm suddenly doing completely fine. But I need to make many moves in a row.
Yeah, Mom. Usually, my experience shows that when you give one of the players to make 4 moves in a row, usually he's doing well. Yeah, but in practice, it doesn't happen very often. Yeah,
the arbiters normally intervene and tell you it's not your move yet.
Yes, so I mean, yeah, maybe you're right, Peter. Knight f1 is okay, even if, of course, has to be.
My question wasn't even that. My question was why hasn't it been played yet?
I guess because he wants b5, knight c4. Those ideas with b6, they also look quite tempting. Yeah, I mean, they might be.
Yeah, you're. I'm just not gonna. The Italian, you have complete control from this moment on because Alireza did play b5 and
yeah, I mean it's also tempting because b, for instance, we are trying to go rook e8, but even after rook e8 there is no threat really. Yeah? I mean
not yet. No, maybe d5 starts happening in some cases, but I'm not sure.
But let's say ab, even if of course you don't have to, but then you will always have to be careful about ba. So let's say takes rook e8. And now maybe some tactical. Okay. Let's say what is Black's next move? Is he?
I'm wondering if I can actually if I can actually play d5. If you do nothing for one more move, maybe I can.
I want ed and c4, still the same idea.
But I will be taking with the knight, and then after c4 I will be playing knight f4, and that's a lot more active than the position we're discussing.
Obviously. So in any case, white will probably make some move, because he's forced to at minimum by the rules of chess. So let's think what kind of move can be done here. Knight c4, ed4, b6, bishop takes b6.
Yeah, we could try, but I don't think it works out.
Yeah, I don't see how it works. Yeah, takes, b6, bishop b6, and if this doesn't work,
the pawn on e4 is hanging. If the pawn on e4 wasn't hanging, it would be very, very pleasant for white, maybe, but it is.
So probably d5. Probably let's say d5. Yeah, d5 rook e7. D5 rook e7 and knight c4. What else? Knight c4.
Knight c4, bishop c5. Yeah, this is where we got to, and then I wasn't quite sure what we are doing here with the white pieces, because if you allow me to play b7, b6, I think.
Yeah, I shouldn't normally allow. I mean, I have knight a5, but you have at minimum bishop b6. Yeah, at least. Yeah. So, and then I cannot take the pawn on b7 because of rook b8.
Yeah, queen c8 doesn't matter.
Queen c8. Yeah. So let's see, but yeah, b6. So b6.
b6 c6 is very double-edged. It's
I mean, I would even say it looks very good for black. Yeah, if b6 c6. So white probably shouldn't play d5. Yeah, because here it looks really good for black.
So then the question is, what's the rook a1 maybe, which is maybe the reason we shouldn't be including. We shouldn't be including
But still, bishop b6. Is it such a big deal?
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you play knight c4 here, there's queen takes b5,
Yeah,
but even
yeah,
the same position after he takes d4 is maybe playable.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know what we've achieved.
Not quite sure if b5 was the best move, but let's see. Yeah, let's see. Anyway, it's my fault because it was my proposal. So, but let's see. So let's go. Let's check the other games. Let's see what is Magnus doing. So he doesn't want to sacrifice.
No, he played rook e7, playing very patiently so far, not willing to part
Yeah.
with more
So
material.
his idea is obviously to go knight e5 and then rook eb7 in some situations.
In some situations, will be a new resource available to him. Sure.
I wouldn't manage to to resist. Yeah, I mean rook takes e3. Of course, in blitz game, no doubt at all. But even in classical, probably I would. It just looks so aesthetically nice. Black's position after taking knight e5, all black squares immediately. You have this Ulf Anderson games in your mind, etc., etc. But maybe objectively, rook e7 is also okay. Yeah, but
and also interestingly, Magnus has finally started burning time. So it did feel like he was definitely still in his preparation up to rook b8 and maybe even a6. Although a6 is already, I was less sure. But rook e7 is something he has for the first time today. He spent some serious time on 8.5 minutes on that move. So,
but it feels to me that White should have, some ideas here. I mean, to me, frankly, it looks a bit slow. Yeah, because even after knight e5, I can already put my bishop on c6, for instance. Yeah, trying to prevent rook b7 and or even b3 sometimes. It doesn't look so clear to me.
Yeah, young Krzysztof chooses knight g3, which is a very, very concrete move. Obviously, the threat now is knight f5.
I'm not quite sure he really wants to take on h5. Yeah,
this is the question.
More like he wants knight e4, knight f5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody cares about the h5 pawn here.
And here knight e4 maybe. Yeah, I mean at least it's very principled move. If it works, I don't know.
But then maybe we have this tactic, yeah.
But queen c4 and knight d6.
Queen c4. I wanted rook b4, but you do have knight takes d6, which I missed. The variation I wanted to say continues, but it doesn't actually continue because
queen d6 is possible.
You just go back,
Queen takes c5 is at minimum, yeah. No. Sorry.
5 rook c7. Queen c5 rook c. And then bishop c6. That also wins.
Also, yeah. No, this doesn't work.
That also wins.
I don't know after knight g3. Yeah.
It still feels like knight e5 cannot be wrong. It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, but this bishop on d6 is a bomb. Yeah, it's a piece. Maybe again rook e3 and then bishop e5. Yeah, but it looks like a slightly, if not seriously.
And hopefully we're back. Apologies for this small technical issue, and we hope to have an uninterrupted coverage for you from now on. In particular, because of how exciting the round is. We left the Duda Carlson game somewhere around here, and Magnus, in the meantime, as he promised, did sacrifice the exchange on a4, following it up with the very logical move bishop f5, creating a pin on the b1 h7 diagonal. I don't know if black has an immediate direct threat, but it's very difficult for white to make moves.
Yeah, I guess black's idea is to play queen b6 next, and then already many threats will be coming. Yeah, knight d3 check, bishop takes e4. But from other point of view, if white manages to parry those threats, it's a clear exchange up, and it's very tense situation now. Black has also a long-term compensation, I would say, but it's not so long-term, if you know what I mean. If white manages to consolidate, at some point, black will run out of attacking ideas. White might get better, in this position also.
Absolutely, yeah. If you give white some time to make sure, for instance, that the knight on e4 is secure and and then slowly start to come out of the corner. It will become a problem. Also, maybe rook e3 b. Like if I were given a task of naming the immediate plan white wants here, it's probably f3 first, because I really want to stop even like a hint of the knight g4 jump ideas. And then I probably want to go rook e3, rook b3.
Yeah, probably, of course, the most logical is queen b6 here, yeah?
Queen b6, or actually, I think you have to calculate knight g4, because it creates immediate threats as well. The pawn on f2 is hanging, and if you go f3...
Can I? No, I cannot probably, but it has to be calculated. Knight takes d6. Can I do this?
We go bishop c2.
Bishop c2, rook e8 check.
Yeah, but
takes,
I think the issue is the bishop just goes somewhere, and then
you're right. Of course, yeah. Because I was calculating rook b1 check, takes, and maybe d pawn can go, but bishop g6 is a refutation. So that I cannot do. But also the question is, of course, knight g4 is a serious move, but after queen b6, do you really have a...
Yeah, but what's the threat? Let's say if I play f3, maybe knight takes c4 is a threat.
Knight takes c4, but a5 might be a... but the bishop is not hanging, queen b7.
Yeah, that is, because knight takes b6, there is the X-ray mate with queen b1, and
queen takes b1, rook takes b1 mate,
The bishop supports the mating attack here.
But of course, let's say a5, queen b7, and my idea is if rook is 3, the question is if I have time for knight takes c4. Actually, here I might, because queen takes d5 is already possible.
You have queen d5. Actually, maybe a5 was counterproductive, strangely. Maybe it's stronger to play rook e3 straight away, which is weird,
e3.
but maybe.
So let's say, if I take on c4, rook b3, I don't see, how can I proceed?
I think we're a little bit stuck here with black. We're not making fast enough progress.
So rook e3, and if I take on e4 after rook e3, can I try to take on e4? Because I suppose you...
I guess I have to take with the rook, right?
I don't know, queen e4, it's it's very dangerous. Now probably rook
just queen
check,
b2,
queen a1 check, bishop c1, queen... you have to take with the rook on e4. And now I have some time, now I got some maybe tempis. The question is if I can do anything with it. I don't really see, because knight g4, it's not very...
Rook e1 creates a mate in one. Well,
bishop e5, but I don't quite believe. Not so much resources for black here. Even bishop c3 is possible, I suspect.
Because of rook e8 mate.
So rook d1 is played. Rook d1
is on the board, and Magnus is considering his options. Yes.
Let's check what is going on in other games.
Sure. Fabi actually played our b3 move, but one move later with the inclusion of rook d4 and rook c8, which makes
it makes a lot of sense, because now knight c6, rook c4, I guess still, and if c3, maybe b4 pawn is hanging somewhere.
I think we can probably take, which is a huge big deal, of course, because
if you break... Black might have some initiative here with knight c6, but I'm not sure it's enough. Maybe even rook b7 or rook b5.
Rook b5 or rook b7,
rook b5, I'm a little worried of bishop g6 check, takes, and knight b4, even though I'm not sure, because maybe even a3, very cold-blooded a3 might be fine.
But I suspect not allowing that is smarter. Your rook b7 move is probably smarter than...
there is not much play. So probably after b3, black must try to do something else. I don't think black is in any trouble. I mean, black is having a good game, in my opinion, but I'm not sure if he's any better also, I mean, c takes b3. Let's see after c takes b3, so what to do?
Well, ideally we take with the knight.
Ideally, yes. And then I was just considering some ideas like rook a2, but it doesn't seem to work. Because king takes a2, I have the 8th rank problem. Otherwise, it could have been good, but rook d8 check is a very unpleasant idea. So let's say knight b3, cb, knight takes b3. I'm pretty sure that is the plan. And okay, still the king position is, of course...
we can play something like rook d5 here, but
But that
I guess
already, if bishop is getting out to d3, that is probably, I mean, again, after knight c6, I don't think black has any problem, but it's hard to imagine white having
Yeah,
any
I
problem.
would start becoming kind of optimistic with white here. Actually.
I agree, yeah. So cb knight b3.
Maybe it's actually time to cash in the exchange. We don't quite like this idea, but maybe the fact that there's a pawn on b3 means that the knight from c1 doesn't have so many good squares.
Yes, and actually black has this knight d5, knight c3 plan, yeah? That might, but which still not sure. Let's say knight d3 if I try.
I would like to try knight.
Yeah, I was thinking about king b2, maybe trying to play knight c3 a4.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and we are very rapidly heading towards these types of positions because the exchange has already been sacrificed and taken. We are up to here on the live board.
Bishop takes c4 check.
Of course, he takes with the bishop.
King will go to h8.
Yeah, putting it on f8 makes no sense to step.
Actually, I think he's hesitating. Maybe he is thinking about bc4. That looks really strange. It's really strange, but it makes some sense. You want knight b3, c5 to have this. I mean, I don't like it, frankly, but
I would be surprised, honestly.
Yeah, it's very surprising.
In particular, because I think it's not fast enough. The pawn.
And if I go knight b3?
Yeah, rook a3. I thought. Yeah.
And let's say...
Yeah, the question is, can you play bishop e2 here, I guess, yeah? This is
and why can't I try to play even c5? c5, knight d5, yeah.
c5, knight d5 was my main point, yeah.
So, yeah, knight d5. Yeah, that looks strong.
That doesn't look right, yeah.
Yeah, so probably you're right, bishop e2 instead.
Hang on.
I mean, knight b3 and bishop e2, yeah.
But I think I can take, actually, and just go knight b6 here, yeah.
Yes, in this position, who knows, bishop c5. I mean, I understand,
it's a strange position, yeah.
It's a strange, but this rook is really, I don't know if I can just take and then try to trap the rook.
Yeah,
simply.
absolutely, yeah.
I'm not
convinced. I'm not convinced about this, but bishop takes c4, king h8.
Yeah, of course, bishop c4 is much more natural.
Yeah. So what are the options here? Knight d3 is one. We could also try stopping knight d5 for the time.
Well, rook d1 obviously is an option, but then I'm not sure about knight e5 yeah, because I'm insisting on my knight d5. If bishop e6, rook e8.
Yeah, I don't think we can actually stop knight d5 comfortably. I don't see...
Rook d6 maybe. Rook d6 is maybe interesting.
Yeah. Surprisingly, it's very difficult to challenge this setup. Yeah, there are no squares from which...
Even if not easy to really understand what is white's next, yeah, as well.
Knight e2, knight d4, maybe, just to support everything even further.
But then, I mean, like h6, useful move. There will be always some tactics. Knight e2, knight d3, maybe, and...
knight f7.
Yeah, lots of tactics, yeah. So, hard to say. Maybe white wants bishop d4, trying to, but...
Yeah, maybe this is smarter, yeah.
Then still, I don't know what's next, yeah.
For both sides, actually.
Yes, for both sides. A very, very strange position, yeah, very difficult one to play, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Let's say it's unclear, yeah.
You put the inverted 8 in the annotations.
Yes, that's a good assessment always, yeah. When you're stuck and you don't know what is going on. So it's unclear. Now let's try to see what is happening in the while Magnus is thinking. Let's try to see what is happening in the kids derby.
The pawn sacrifice has been accepted with rook takes e4, cd4, rook e4.
Queen c6
has been played, and d6, d5 is a very
yeah, it's very logical, yeah, because if rook b7, I guess there is quite often rook e6 is coming, yeah. First of all, rook e6, at least queen takes c7, but your d4 pawn is possible to take. Whether after rook e6, queen takes c7, takes on c7.
Maybe a wrong rook, actually. Maybe it's better with the other rook, yeah.
Yeah, for instance, like this.
And once again, this tactic appears to be working, and knight d4, rook d4 seems to be working out for black.
So
and,
d5.
Alireza played knight 1 d2, just preferring to play slightly slower here, not committing to queen takes d5 yet. I would still play rook. I would
Rook
like
E6,
at least to play
yeah.
rook e6.
Queen b7 maybe is.
Maybe we include
small.
queen d5 and then play queen b7. No.
Then maybe I can try to. Because knight is hanging. Sorry, yeah. So knight
Yeah.
f6, queen b7.
That was my point, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't feel like black has solved all of his issues just yet. Rook e6
Queen-
played in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make any difference to play knight f4 instead?
Yes,
Does
yes.
this-
Or maybe even with another knight, just to have the rook on g6. Yeah, to have.
Mhm.
I don't know if it works. Of course, queen b7.
Yeah, but the problem
and,
is white is always offering this trade of queens, yeah? But
Mhm.
maybe we go rook g6, maybe we... But this feels like this probably just doesn't work out.
Yes, have my
tactically.
doubts. Even queen takes c8, I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can take on g2 because king f1, take on f4, rook e4, yeah? And then
Also, I have a feeling bishop takes f4 might be winning for white, just overloading everything.
yeah, no, that's probably black has to be more defensive, yeah, in this position. Try to get his knight e6, I suppose, queen b7, and then just after queen takes d5, yeah, and let's say knight f6, queen b7 is logical.
Yeah, but
Now
what do we
just some
play
quiet.
here? It's actually quite awkward.
Bishop
do we actually-
b8.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's very sad. Yeah, I
it's
agree.
just such a
This is
sad
very
move. It's
Although you have c6 next, yeah, but still it will be uncomfortable because of this a pawn. Now, this really is not something I would be happy with. Yeah.
no, it
if I
doesn't
would be
doesn't
black.
look
But
look
what
like a
to do
happy
after
position.
queen? I mean, you can also try to go queen a8 after queen b7.
But my worry is even queen takes c7 is possible. You know?
I'm not sure if d5 is not winning. By
or that,
force
yeah. Like
also.
I'm worried about so many things here.
Yeah,
suddenly.
too many things, yeah. And even queen takes a8 is still little fun, and then just knight c4,
exactly,
and again
yeah.
this bishop on a7. We've been talking about rook e6. A strange move. It doesn't look like a force move. I mean, was there?
But was there anything better? Is the
I thought at least to put rook on e7, maybe no.
But then we
Wasn't
don't have knight e7, so I guess he was worried about something like rook b7 or something.
Rook b7, at least you have rook e6 now probably, and after queen takes c7, you can take and play bishop b8, and it looks pretty.
Yeah, that probably looks preferable to what we got in the game. Yeah,
Rook b7, and then
still not fun actually.
bishop f1. Yes, there is, but okay, already black is pretty active, and he should, to my understanding, should have enough counterplay for equality. You know, of course, a pawn is still an issue in this position, but his pieces are all pretty well placed, and yes, certain counterplay. Even a Marshall style f5 move might be an option.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
doesn't look bad for black. Yeah. I don't know. There is, of course, knight b3. Yeah, knight b3 is maybe.
Yeah, knight b3 c5 is happening quite
Yeah.
quickly here.
So bishop f4 then maybe, but I'm just afraid that even if I take this e pawn, then the a6.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm worried even that doesn't.
Knight
really solve
f1. Yeah.
all of our
But at
issues.
least this is this is kind of playable. Yeah, because now I don't quite understand after queen takes d5 what is.
Yeah, queen d5 and then queen b7 looks kind of disgusting for black.
So you need
Not
to
good.
start searching for some tactical solutions already, because strategically it's pretty.
Yeah, you are
Difficult.
busted. Yeah, that does look like you're just busted.
Maybe knight f4, queen b7, queen a8.
Which one?
Knight, let's say hf4 probably. Yeah, let's say h. Of course, it's not something I like, but
Yeah.
again, the question if moves like d5 are not winning by force, by
They're
any
probably
chance.
winning material, right?
No, actually not, because knight takes d. No, knight takes. I think you have knight takes d5 here,
No, queen.
and queen a7,
Queen a7, rook
rook
e3.
Rook
Yeah, that is
e3,
very
yes, yes.
beautiful. Queen a7, rook e3, and I mean, I have this position, but this position might be okay for black. Yeah, I don't know if we are...
Unless you get mated after knight
Unless
e4,
you get mated after king
which
h7.
is also very not clear at all, because now queen is, yeah, you just totally dominate the queen.
Yeah, the queen on a7 is a very...
Totally dominated, and knight g5 check is coming
I guess
quite
we go
often.
c5 or c6.
C5,
I don't know, c6.
but looks very dangerous, yeah, this position, because who knows if there are no... still not easy. I don't see any clear follow-up for white.
Not yet, but looks
not
scary.
yet, but dangerous. Even rook bb8, and then we see, yeah.
Some kind of slow h4 h5
Yeah,
plan
looks,
even is
maybe
quite,
yeah, actually maybe because
scary.
queen is terribly passive. Yeah, I mean you still cannot really.
Well, I guess I go queen
activate
c7
it.
or queen d7, and I hope that I'm not dead. Like you with black, you just have to play on with the assumption that you're somehow not dead in the next two moves.
Yeah, but it might be a wrong assumption. Yeah, let's say
it could
h4.
very easily be a wrong.
Yeah, maybe you will finally have to play knight f6 at some point, and but it's very sad. Otherwise, I don't know. Just h5 is a threat, and it doesn't look good for black.
No, doesn't look fabulous for black at all. No.
But and that's only one of the options. So I don't know. Let's say to me, maybe black has some way of. Let's see, because it's clear that Ariane was have something in mind here. Yeah.
Yeah. What else can he do in the current position? Are we missing any options? Doesn't really seem like it, because there's knight f6 and there's some knight to f4. Both will be quite clearly met by queen b7. I'm pretty sure that's.
Think about some absurd move like c5. Cannot by any chance. I mean, I understand it's.
Whoa.
I mean, this is too much imagination, but queen h5 cd4. Yeah.
That is very, very nicely spotted. Yeah.
But it shouldn't work. Yeah, I guess
it probably doesn't work, but it's still very nice.
I don't see immediately why. Yeah.
I guess just bishop takes h6 and you.
But then there might be some play here. This might be some play. Let's say I don't know if I take on e1 or take on h6 first. Takes, and then probably I take. You want to
probably keep with a knight,
with a knight, and then queen f5. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, this is maybe not so clear.
To get d3, rook e2, who knows? Some play at least.
There's a lot of counterplay, but I think the biggest challenge there is just to realize this move exists. Like it's just so.
And then the second biggest challenge is finally to play it because it looks like it cannot work. Yeah, it shouldn't work.
Yeah.
And probably it doesn't work. I mean, it's just
yeah, it's very difficult to force yourself to even calculate it seriously, because you know your position doesn't really look like it's lost yet, and it really does feel like a move you make when everything else is basically resigned. So it's not so easy to convince yourself you are desperate enough to play this. But
so far, other options are really.
I mean, compared to something like this, I probably play c5. Honestly, I think I play c5 over this, because this is just horrible.
Somehow I'm thinking about the idea of after queen b7 to just to leave this bishop and to play, because white has to spend quite some time taking on and to try some very quick something. I don't know what.
No, but then you have to play knight f4. Knight f6 is not fast enough. Then you have to do something with knight f4.
By the way, I mean, again, another absolutely crazy idea. Can I do f5 here?
Whoa.
Yeah, it doesn't work, I'm sure, but still.
Queen f5, rook e3, and queen g6 or something.
And knight f4 somehow, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure after queen c6 you have, but then maybe d4 pawn I can try to pick up and try to make a draw here. Let's say there is some knight e2 check, but let's say I take rook e1. If rook e1, I can maybe just.
Hang on a sec. Oh, no, wait. I thought maybe I can do this in reply. reply to your brilliancy with my own brilliancy.
And what is the idea of your brilliancy?
My
To pick up
brilliancy
the
is
bishop simply.
Just go after the bishop, but I probably get mated on the king
Yeah,
side.
it looks at least, looks dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably get mated on the other side of the board in the meantime. Doesn't look right. But yeah, also, once again, just spotting the idea of f5 exists is not going to be very easy. But it's a huge, like if it actually works, it stops white, or at least makes it much harder for white to play.
Yeah, they
b7
think,
or
of course,
b7.
white can just go knight c4 or something, but then maybe you can try to.
Yeah, maybe knight c4 is just too strong. Yeah. Because if you go knight f6 now, I will be able to take on f5.
Now you're
I
able
have
to
knight
take on
takes
f5.
e3.
But maybe I can wait a second. After knight c4, can I try to do, for instance, I have knight e7 at least move now. Who knows? Maybe I will be lucky.
But I'm back to playing queen b7, and then it's all been for nothing, right? It's
maybe not completely. I get my. I mean, yeah, I understand. Who knows? Takes f4. Maybe it's just tactically somehow it will work. I have my doubts. Or instead of knight e7, maybe some other moves. I mean, it looks like there might be a move here.
Yeah, f5 is very interesting because also I think it will be a huge shock if you make a move like this. I think it comes as a huge surprise to your opponent, which is.
Yeah, the question is if it's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it's not insignificant, but it might be a surprise people recover from.
Yeah, but something tells me it shouldn't work. Of course, yeah, of course it's a clear feeling somehow that it cannot work. But maybe
there has to be some kind of a tactical refutation. Maybe I took the wrong knight actually. No. I was wondering if this changes anything, but you still have knight f4 without taking on e1 first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very similar.
I mean, at least there's quite significant drawing chances there. Yeah? So f5, but of course
there is something like queen b3, but luckily for black you can play f4, and after d5.
Yeah, and after d5 I can take on e3.
Yeah, you can take on e3, and ef is too much of a threat, and de is not a check yet. It will be a check next move, but next move is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe f5, maybe not so bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because
from practical,
c4,
yeah,
that looks also shaky. Knight c4, yeah, because your queen on d5 gets it looks slightly shaky. I can't prove it really now, but might be not so easy.
Yeah, but in the end, Aryan does play a
knight f6,
quote unquote sensible move, knight f6, and now he will be sort of much worse, I feel, after queen b7 with no real counterplay either. So that's not going to be much fun. I'm not even sure which move we're making here. I guess bishop b8, yeah?
Yeah, but that is really sad. Bishop b8 is so sad that I'm just positionally quite sad, yeah? Because even if you just change and put rook on b7, knight on c4, of course it is fightable, I would say, yeah? I mean, but first of all, rook b1 is threatened, knight to c4.
Yeah, it's just
very, very, stably worse, and you need to be, you will be defending for the rest
and there's really no real road to improvement for black. If you imagine some kind of a position like this, it's just, hang on a second, rook e1, let's say, rook e8, knight c4. It's just difficult to imagine how your position sort of ever improves. Even if you get to play c6 and you don't lose, and white plays something like bishop d2.
Yeah, eventually, it's always long because of a pawn, which is...
Eventually knight b6 happens, and you, like, in most cases, you end up in a long game losing the pawn on a6 and losing some kind of a prolonged, unpleasant endgame.
Yeah, that's what is played, bishop b8, but now it's pretty clear that white has a significant advantage. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, Alireza definitely outplayed Aryan on this kind of a short between bishop b3 and this position. Alireza's assessments were more to the point, and a very difficult defense in front of Aryan with frankly unclear prospects. I wouldn't be very optimistic about.
Yeah, even I'm thinking about taking on c8 and knight b3 maybe. I mean, using the fact that I don't know if it makes sense, because but at least there is no bishop is a7 because of d5. Yeah? and then whether you have to allow the knight on c5 or you play knight d7 instead, but then knight on d7 is not really, it's actually...
Knight on d7 is kind of passive.
Yeah, it's better to try to head it to d5. Yeah, so here it's one of the options, but actually almost anything white does, he's better. Even d5 here, for example. Yeah, anyway, it's clear that white is better here already. So let's try to see. Magnus is... Somebody has to wake him up, yeah?
Yeah, Magnus is still calculating. This is a difficult position to work out.
Yeah, very difficult, yeah. I mean,
even though it seems like there aren't very many moves to consider, because like if you want to list the obvious options black has here, it's probably queen b6 and knight g4 and not really much else.
But you know, Peter, there are some ideas just to play it slow, like bishop g6, trying to go later, maybe even bishop f8, f5, f4. I mean, it's also an option, yeah?
Yeah, we discussed this. There's definitely some long-term
or even bishop
ideas.
c7, bishop a5 idea, trying to change the bishop and get rook to b4. I mean, in fact, it's more of a, it's not only the calculation here, it's also about the strategical decision, whether you try to create threats very quickly, whether you maybe try just to play a slow positional game, because white skin is of course open and it will probably not find a safe place till the end of the game. So maybe it's also an option. Let's say, I guess anyway, rook e3 sooner or later.
Yeah, I think probably rook e3 is the most critical, because after knight g4, I have rook f3 as the option, which protects everything, or at least it looks like it protects everything. And then I want to play h3, drive the knight. Like, for instance, after bishop g6, I was hoping I can play h3.
Yeah, you can
force the knight back, and
still
then
knight e5, rook b3, and maybe I just go rook c8 or something. Yeah, of course, it's a set.
Yeah, but it feels like white made a lot of progress, right?
And what if I try to play f5 after rook b3? Just trying to go f4. Still, I don't know, maybe
I'm not sure what happens even if you achieve that. Even let's say, I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to take on c5 or not, but let's say I don't. Let's say I just play something like knight g5, f4, knight e4. How much of an achievement is this?
How much? f3 maybe? Yeah,
that was what was worrying me, but...
Yeah, GF is possible, of course, but
I'm still not entirely convinced we've
I'm
achieved
not entirely, but it's you see there's so many options for black to play. I mean, because it's very complicated, it's really difficult to play. I suspect it's unclear. It's very complicated and unclear, but I even don't know which side would I take. Probably black, because I like to attack and I like two bishops, but objectively can be anything, yeah.
Yeah, I think in practical terms, you probably pick black simply because it's easier to create threats than to answer them for most people. But what the actual evaluation here is I have no idea.
And it doesn't matter so much.
Yeah, exactly. I think the bigger point is it doesn't really matter what the
even if it's better for white or equal or better for black. I mean, you know, as a chess player, we know with Peter professionals, you know, you absolutely have no idea what is. I mean, you cannot really assess this position. It's clear that it's unclear, yeah, so to say, and you just try to find the best moves, and the ones who will do it better is going to to take over. Yeah, so that's why I want to also tell in such situations, to our spectators who are probably watching it with engines, whatever engine says, it doesn't mean that much in such situation, because things can turn, and more than once in this game. Still not much time left, extremely complicated, but every move is difficult here. And
look at this. H5, H4.
Yeah, yes, why not? I mean, just improving the position.
Yeah, just making a slow improving move. Also, I guess preparing to undermine f3. Like if f3, you now have the very important option of playing h3 and undermine.
Yeah, the thing is that after h4, if white goes h3, because h3 seems to be a very useful move in any case. Yeah, so that's why I don't know how important is this h4 h3. It doesn't really, of course, make Black's position worse, but I don't know how much it improves his position as well.
Yeah, I think
maybe knight g6 ideas, yeah, then strangely enough, and trying to get something to f4, bishop to e5, maybe, and then maybe the pawn on g2 will be vulnerable.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think the temptation for young Krzysztof on 20 minutes here, after his opponent spends half an hour and goes h4, is to just play h3 and say,
yeah,
I can see why this is useful for me. I'm not sure why this is useful for you. I really, really don't want to spend, because this must have come as a surprise. I don't think anybody really expects h5, h4 in this position. And he has played h3, spending 1 minute of it. I was going to ask you, like, do you understand why rook e3 is a mistake here or not? Because I don't really know if it is, and if it is, why. Because this is really a move White would very much like to get in, preparing rook b3.
So I guess knight g4.
And once again, we had this.
Rook f3,
rook
bishop
f3.
g6.
It's a very similar position to what we were discussing, but with the bishop still on d6 and the pawn.
I'm just wondering if there is a 5 move here. Of course, it looks crazy, but
I think I take. I play bishop f4, right?
Yeah,
I start stabilizing.
Yeah. No, I guess knight e5 is the idea.
Yeah, now we go rook b3 and we claim that we've achieved something, right?
True. It's something similar to what we were.
Yeah, but I think this is a better version, because bishop c7 is a more useful move than h4. I think
could be, unless Black just wants to move his rook to c8 and then bishop to f8 and play slowly this position.
Yeah, maybe.
Although you probably it's better to do it without knight g4, yeah, because I don't know why ever played knight g4. But in any case, h3 has been played.
Yeah, and it was you could see it coming, because like you get surprised by this move, but you've spent half an hour calculating like all the normal moves in this position, and the inclusion of h4 and h3 shouldn't really change like any of the tactics which are happening on the queen side. So if you thought you were doing okay with the pawns on h5 and h2, you kind of assume you're still doing okay with the pawns on h4 and h3.
And now maybe bishop g6 also, is an idea. It looks very logical also, this move.
And now f5 or 4, or what's the plan?
Maybe f5 f4 if it works. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, sooner or later.
He played knight g6, so you actually guessed the idea correctly. He played knight g6, trying to land that knight on f4, and I guess the bishop comes to e5. That's the intended setup. Magnus is shooting.
Oh, still rook e3 maybe. Yeah, it's
rook e3.
Logical, still trying to.
Yeah, this is by far the most logical move. Yeah, to have bishop b5, rook b3. I guess knight f4. Yeah, trying to attack the queen side.
The question is even if I try g4. I mean, of course, rook b3 is an option, but can I maybe
g4
try
or
g3?
Which
g3,
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Knight takes h3 maybe is playable, surprisingly.
G4 even is possible, yeah, somewhere. You mean you want to take immediately?
Yeah, I want to take, and now there is a threat of bishop b4, knight f2. Such a mess.
Yeah, but it somehow looks
such a mess.
Even rook h3 maybe, then trying to take on d6, take on h4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's definitely one of the ways you can try continuing here with white. This feels like black is probably doing fine though.
GH, I mean, still, because now who knows, maybe I will start my attack. Yeah, there are no threats yet. Yeah, after I mean, I want to put my bishop on c3 and
you play
and maybe try rook g3, and all of a sudden maybe it's white who will start attacking. Yeah, it's complicated.
Extremely unclear. Yeah, rook e3 played in the meantime, so we'll see what Magnus thinks about all of this. He has to be very, very energetic though, because if you allow something like rook he1, rook b3, it feels like white has, the worst is behind him then.
If you play knight g6 and you don't really, and you don't get the chance to play knight f4 later, then it's looking really strange. Yeah. Maybe bishop f4 is his plan.
Bishop f4, I think we still go rook b3, right?
And I take on d2, because you have to take with the king now, which is
I do.
Little queen a5 check, maybe queen a5, queen c3 is working.
Queen c3 is possible, yeah.
So, but king d2, something tells me it might be dangerous. Yeah, let's say if I take on b3 and knight f4, yeah, I don't know, not so many pieces left. No.
Yeah, the problem is you're making progress, but you also traded 2 of your attackers.
No, shouldn't be. I mean, you always can have f3 in the worst case and be very solid. I don't know. Let's see what's so. Let's maybe check the Caruana Aronian game.
Sure. They have.
Yeah, let's check what have happened after King H8.
Yes, after King H8, they played Rook D1 as expected, and Levon decided not to go knight E5, which we assumed was the plan, and played Rook E5.
Makes sense, obviously, also.
Yeah. Rook D6, that's a good square, understandable. Knight E8 driving the rook away from the good square. Rook went back. The knight did not go back to F6. It went to C7 and then to B5, which is quite a topical square, like creating the ideas of knight A3 here.
I suspect King B2.
King B2 looks like the most obvious move in the position, and then. Yeah, then there's a question if you follow it up with knight a3, and if you do, what does that achieve? Because it seems like
knight a3, bishop a6. Yeah, this knight can be a very strong piece, and actually, creating a mating net, but it also can be under certain circumstances totally out of play. Yeah, so it's in general, I mean, this type of position I always find extremely difficult to play, especially with not so much time left, because it's really. I mean, it's really can turn any way, and it's this line is very thin, when, black can get better or create all of a sudden a very powerful attack, or white gets out and then he has 2 bishops, but who knows what is the situation now. I mean, of course, this maneuver with a knight is quite nice, of course, to have the knight in.
But if it doesn't,
knight a5 even is possible.
I was wondering about
then
knight
you
a5.
Can take on a7 maybe, take on b5, take on a7.
Yeah, that probably is equal-ish, yeah. Because white now has 2 pawns for the exchange, but he had to trade one of the bishops in, and I think these positions generally end up being a draw long term.
So maybe black. So knight a3 is, of course, is a very principal move. Knight a3 is really aggressive move. Bishop a6, and now let's see what.
There are other squares as well, but I think a6 is the most.
It's natural. Logical. And now the question
maybe rook
is
d8. Maybe try to trade one pair. And looks like it's more or less forced for white to actually allow the trade.
Because knight on a3, it's more of a powerful piece probably here, than a.
And there's all kinds of
lots of
threats like rook e6, rook e6, maybe.
So maybe white can try to get knight d4 just to somehow to cover lots of squares. Yeah,
that seems like a correct move here.
Knight e6, strange position. I would rather be black because it's more tricks, for black.
Absolutely. Although, for instance, if you go knight e6, I have a feeling after knight c6, it once again becomes extremely double-edged.
You just take the pawn before,
like if the
rook g5.
Rook g5, maybe I can actually play g4 here.
And now knight c5, you take on b4,
And who knows what's happening once again? Like white could be even maybe dreaming of some advantage in some positions.
Can happen.
Very sharp endgame still.
Knight a3 is played.
Very, very sharp endgame. But the bishop has to go somewhere. You cannot allow knight takes c4.
And then I don't know. It looks like a6 is a logical square because at least it goes with tempi. Maybe rook e8. Is another option to try to keep as many pieces on the board for black because he's probably playing for dynamics in this position.
And for instance, something like knight d4 might just immediately be losing to rook e1, very possibly. And this might just be mate. I don't see any defense actually against.
It's
a very straightforward threat. So it might be kind of.
And what is white's? White maybe has some difficulties finding
Productive
follow up,
move,
and
yeah.
maybe knight c1. But
Yeah,
that's a little bit sad, yeah, to put knight on c1.
it's a very passive square, obviously.
This I start to like black already here, yeah, because white is becoming passive. Yeah, this knight on a3 was maybe Fabiano should have done something to avoid this transfer of the knight, yeah, because.
Yeah, we obviously kind of glossed over about 5 moves in between bishop takes c4 and the position we started discussing, because there's a little bit too much happening for us to cover every single move. But it does feel like maybe Fabi had better options at some point.
And so let's maybe come back to Magnus' game, yeah?
Yeah, G4 played as we were suspecting, and Magnus
So
quite clearly
rook e3, Magnus played knight f4. Yeah, after I think we left after rook e3, knight f4, g4, but g3 was an interesting option. Yeah.
G4, and Magnus completely ignores the en passant ideas and just plays bishop g6 very quickly. I guess the point is rook b3 currently runs into knight e2 check, which looks very awkward for white with the knight coming over to d4. And you also cannot, for the time being, or I mean you can, but you're probably not really happy about the idea.
Yeah,
of
maybe
allowing
g4 was not a great idea, because also the pawn on h3, you know, somewhere this h pawn might simply promote one day. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
very, very easily. And he made a very striking move here, young Krzysztof. He played king d1. Saying that I need to control the e2 square so that I can play rook b3 next move. Very
why
interesting
not?
idea.
Interesting. Why not?
Very interesting idea. Could be quite decent. You immediately want to start pushing for some kind of f6 f5 counterplay, but
yeah, f5. I'm of course the first thing I think about is f5, but I don't really see how, because knight takes d6, for example, the most straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it works out tactically.
I mean, fg, there is even rook e8 check probably strong.
Yeah,
and if queen d6, g maybe queen d6, gf, there is at least some check. And
now we can start jumping, like knight g2 is a move here.
Yeah, some queen f6 ideas at some point, trying to go to a1. I mean, but I don't know if gf was the right move after queen takes d6. Yeah.
On the other hand, like
not so easy to find a better move.
Yeah, what else do we do? We don't really want to allow f takes g4. With
but gf
tempo,
bishop
right?
h5 check. Also, you have king c1 back. Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah, it offers the exchange back, but I guess we're not really unhappy about returning the exchange here for a few tempi, like rook e1, I guess, here or something.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like at least here white is out of any danger, yeah? Normally,
Most
unless
likely,
just
most likely, yeah.
something. But looks like white has... so, yeah, it's very, very tricky position after king d1. Let's check the clock, 14 minutes against 19 minutes, yeah. And if bishop e5... then rook b3, yeah, I don't. And
yeah,
I just think about knight takes d5 idea somewhere, but it doesn't seem.
I think f3 just stabilizes a little bit too well. Yeah, you can't really.
I can try to get f5 now. Yeah, at least there is no knight takes d6. But
yeah, that might be quite critical. But maybe I can take, right? Or maybe I include rook takes b8 first, actually. Maybe I start by trading the rooks.
And after queen b8, how do you proceed? Because I have bishop h5 check. Somehow the king is
yeah,
really...
is this mate? Looks like it might be mate, but...
I don't know if mate, but it's... few checks are guaranteed, yeah?
Yeah, bishop
f3.
This is very scary for white, because like everything is completely discoordinated and... feels like this will not end well somehow.
Yeah, so maybe you shouldn't have changed on b8, because then you would have f3 move after bishop h5 check.
So if we start with gf, you go bishop h5 check. Yeah, I have f3. I missed that altogether.
But still, it's looks like black might get some play here. To me, there is a chance. Yeah, maybe not enough. Maybe not enough.
It's difficult to find how we continue from here, right?
Maybe taking on b3. Maybe I don't know. Bishop f3, rook b2 shouldn't work. But takes queen c8. Just trying to collect but
yeah, doesn't feel like this is fast enough somehow. Feels like white should be able to cover.
Because you can take on a fall with and so on. But of course, it's still very tricky position. I mean, very
absolutely,
tricky.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see maybe quickly the Firuzatari game. Yeah, let's see how is it developing. Knight b3, knight
I think
f4,
maybe
knight
Aryan actually made some progress. We left it somewhere here.
Rook b7.
The queens got traded, rook b7, and Aryan played rook e8. And here Alireza played knight b3 straight away, allowing knight e4.
And knight c5.
And
well, I would say taken c6 probably is...
I wanted to try and get the knight to c6, but maybe that never actually succeeds. Yeah, my initial impression was I would very much like to try playing knight e7 and knight
The only problem is that then the bishop from b8 will probably never ever get out, maybe.
Yeah, there is
a risk,
a large problem, yeah. That is a large problem.
But I don't know, knight c5, maybe it's fine, but to me it's a little too straightforward. Of course, I would have... myself play very slowly, enjoy my position, rook c1, knight d2, getting my knight to c5, you know.
I can imagine,
knight c5, but of course, it might be good, but at least after c6 now,
well, I mean, you just lose the...
I'm ready to give, but maybe at least I can get some counterplay, with black. At least now my pieces are not so bad. I don't know if it helps much, but let's say knight e7 maybe, trying to go to d5. And the rook is a little knight d5.
Yeah, the rook is a little bit misplaced, but then you have more weaknesses. So I guess I play against the...
I do have, I do have, but who knows? Bishop f4, who knows? Maybe black can save it,
Yeah, he might have to, because like what else is he supposed to do? If you go knight d6 here, you just lose the pawn on a6 for pretty much nothing after.
I don't know why, maybe also, but then to get bishop on a7 and try to get knight to d5, it's not so bad.
It doesn't really feel like you have enough time, but who knows?
Let's say if I play knight e7 now.
Knight a6, knight d5,
or bishop a7.
Yeah.
I mean, there are chances, because black's pieces...
I mean, definitely chances, but it does feel like with precise play, white is probably favored to...
No, definitely, maybe. So maybe knight d5, maybe you are right, Peter, knight d5. Then I just didn't like that white can just take everything on b8 and put his rook
also very unfortunate.
There. So maybe still, then better to go... so this is play takes c6. I think that is very logical.
I still want to check what's happening here. Like maybe
After
this is a slight improvement.
Was not sure about knight d4 first of all, but then you play c6 already.
Worries me, but maybe this is an improvement. Maybe I have achieved something.
This can be because.
Or maybe it's actually much worse.
This knight f5 I think might be interesting.
Clever. I thought knight d5, but knight d5 I calculate. Knight f5.
But still takes bishop e3. Knight takes d4. That's correct. So takes and rook b8, it seems it works. So
I don't know. It's just such an unpleasant position for Aryan to try.
True, but my feeling that it got a bit better than it was. I mean, if I would be black, I would be happy. I would think that my position had improved compared to bishop b8 position.
Maybe, We'll see
maybe not
reacts,
not enough. After c6, I'm not so sure. First of all, c6. I don't know about. Should you try to take this pawn immediately because it might give play some serious drawing chances tactically.
I would like to cash it in though, because I think if I wait for too long, I might not be able.
You might never manage it. But rook b6. Let's see. Rook b6, knight e7. I don't know if knight f4 is enough. Probably not. So knight e7 takes and knight d5.
I think this is logical, and this is where we need to play very precisely with white.
Bishop d2, of course, looks like a logical move.
It just doesn't feel like this.
But because you have rook b6 idea, That's
Doesn't feel like this has a happy ending, and we should probably take a look at the and do the Carlsen game. There's been a lot of moves there.
So let's come back to the
after
King D1, F5
yeah,
was played.
F5 as we expected. Krzysztof did take, took on F5 as well, and he did give. He continues playing kind of for the maximum. It feels like, because King C1, we assume Magnus has to cash in this exchange on E2. And then we thought White was safe, but White probably also doesn't win very many of those positions.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Magnus did the right thing, because after F3, well, now I don't quite see the continuation. Otherwise,
maybe Knight G2, Rook B3, Rook E8 or something. But then the king might start running towards safety. Yeah, we just go King C1, King B1 here. We probably lose something on the king side, but we stabilize. What else is there after F3? Are we missing some kind of clever tactics?
Well, some knight takes d5 is tempting to try to open up the position, but I don't really see how it can work, because takes rook f1 simply.
Yeah, just rook f1 simply.
Yeah, I don't see.
The bishop is just. We have actually cut off our own bishop from play. I think the biggest problem Black has right now is he needs to find a way to switch that bishop back on. He played queen f6. I guess with the intention of playing bishop c3, queen g5. Yeah, creating
G5,
more threats. This seems clever.
But bishop c3, is it... I mean, there is no real threat, yeah? Because if queen a1 check bishop c1, so maybe White
So we can play something like rook h.
I would say rook e1 I would consider, yeah, also just to... Of course, I don't want to leave h3 pawn, but rook a8 check is a serious threat. Yeah,
it's a serious option. Yeah.
Or rook f1 also. Yeah, just some solid move trying to, because I know queen a1 check bishop c1. I don't see so much there. And
yeah, now play something like king h7 here and say continue making moves.
Yeah, but then I'm afraid that queen cannot anymore move from f6 because of check. Yeah. Because of f6.
I think f6, like for instance, in this position, I will have bishop g6 as a reply to the discovery.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically. But also I have this idea of playing rook c3. Can I do rook c3 in this? Then you get, instead of rook e1 maybe.
Yeah, maybe instead of rook e1, yeah. So we go rook c3 straight away right now, yeah. But that allows queen d4, right? And what's next? The pieces are sort of coming in, but there is no immediate threat. But
yeah, there is queen d4. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, strange because I don't really see a threat. But okay, I can play rook e1, obviously. Yeah.
But I think h3 is an important prize for Black to win, because then he suddenly has ideas. I don't know if you call them threats, but
still rook e1, knight h3, king c1. Frankly. I think White is close to winning here.
Yeah, because bishop e3 is coming. Yeah,
rook e4. I mean, there are no threats anymore. Yeah, I mean,
queen e4. Yeah, all the moves.
Yeah, there are not so many threats.
And the bishop on h5 is still completely cut off from everything.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like situation is objectively quite critical, I think, for Magnus, but again, little time and position is still complicated. Anything can happen, but I really don't.
Young Krzysztof does make the move you kind of make in a short blitz game here, which is like the.
No, maybe it is a good move. So queen g5 we consider, yeah, I guess, and not so many threats, yeah, here for Black.
And he played queen e4. He is really
makes a lot of sense if queen g2 is not
exactly, like you need to be very sure you're not blundering something here, right? After queen g2, or I guess after queen g2 he is intending maybe to hang on, I'm blundering mate in 1 with queen takes f4. Yeah, that's not a move.
Queen G2.
So you have to play rook h1, I guess.
Oh, this looks very strange. I mean, rook how? I mean, maybe it works, but queen takes a2. I don't know. This is very strange.
Why? Of course, why have we allowed all this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand, because queen g2.
What are we missing? Like, why have we allowed queen g2?
Yeah, I don't really get it.
I mean,
And
queen takes h1
really
with check is too much of a threat, right?
I just don't see a move in rook e1.
Yeah, I think rook e1 is strictly the only move in the position.
Yeah,
but then
that
how do
is
you
knight
react to
h3,
queen
also
takes
some
a2?
knight h3, queen a2. I mean, I think he just blundered queen takes a4, rook b1 mate. I cannot really find another explanation of it. But this
maybe
looks...
you can play king c1 here and still continue. This is...
Yes. I mean, it's a nice option, but I don't think it was planned. Something tells me that...
Yeah, it feels like something has gone badly wrong. Yeah, it doesn't feel like this was intended.
I mean, I can... Yeah, you want queen c2, I can play f6, maybe just some position.
Hang on a second, you can play queen c2 immediately. Hang on a second. No. This is the idea.
But I thought you can... queen takes c4, there is check, yeah?
This is the idea. We are...
But I think that queen takes a2 is by far not the only move, yeah?
Of course not, yeah.
Nothing is threatening. I mean, knight h3, even f6, lots of moves, yeah?
Knight h3, I'm guessing he goes king c1 anyway. Yeah, sidestepping all the forks, and now we are threatening...
We are threatening what?
Not entirely
we are not
sure.
threatening. We are threatening to consolidate, let's put it this way.
We are probably consolidating next move if nothing bad happens to us.
Maybe, but still a very strange choice. Yeah, very strange.
But maybe a brilliant choice, because...
You think? And queen a2, and if I play a move like f6, I quite like this very prophylactic move, you know.
I think I'm playing king c1 against anything.
Then I want to take on a2 already, and then maybe I can take on c4. Then
queen c2, queen c4.
If I can, rook e4, knight d3.
Rook e4, knight d3, king d2, knight e1. Yeah, Magnus has already taken on a2. He's also playing quite quickly. I think he maybe could have...
f6 was an interesting move. Maybe we are missing. Maybe bishop d2 we are missing. Yeah, maybe the plan was, but
maybe bishop d2 is stronger.
At least I would have considered.
This is now very critical for Magnus. You cannot play queen takes c4 at all, because there's rook h8 check there.
And rook h8 check, yeah.
Let's show this line. It might be very important, actually, that this tactic exists.
Yes, that is winning, but maybe rook e8 check. Rook e8 check, can I play king h7 immediately? Of course, probably not, but...
You probably must, but I don't think you have enough checks.
And bishop f3 check.
Yeah, king d2.
Yeah, looks like a desperado, yeah.
I don't think this is enough.
But let's try, okay, what can you do?
Yeah, there's nothing to lose, but yeah, I don't think this ends up working out for black, right?
Queen f4 check. With the idea king takes d3, c4 mate, but rook e3.
I actually blundered c4 mate.
But probably rook e3.
Rook e3. Hang on a second, queen h2 check.
I still takes, probably c4, king d4 maybe, yeah? No, because take on c2, and if rook f3, queen e4 check. Here also some issues, because rook
queen
f3...
d1 check. King e3. We're getting a little bit too carried away.
Yes, but it's fun.
We should probably stop.
Let's check maybe Caruana Aronian game, yeah? Let's see what is happening there.
A lot of pieces got traded. So we left it somewhere
we left after
here.
bishop a6.
Yeah, and left chose to trade the pair of rooks. We were discussing the option of trading. He went rook d8, takes, and Fabi did not play knight d4. He played king d1, sorry, king c1, allowing the knight e6, knight c5 maneuver, which traded one of the bishops away, but he managed to centralize his king and kind of activate his positions.
Well, it's clear that white is fighting for a draw here.
Yeah, absolutely, but he might get it. I
have my doubts. I don't see after knight b5 and then knight c3 somewhere. Knight c3, a4 somehow. Yeah,
I think a4 is the intention. Yeah, and by the way, the entire line up to rook e8 check has been played in the Magnus game, so he will now have to play king h7.
Yeah, I think he just blundered probably rook h8 check. Yeah, here a4 maybe, but frankly, I think it is probably difficult for white. I mean, I'm not sure that knight c3 was necessary, because here I was thinking if ba might be a win.
Yeah, I was trying to find the win here.
And rook d5.
Rook d5, rook c5 check or something, yeah? But I think I can play a 4, probably.
Yes, just in time.
And I'm sort of just in time, yeah.
A2, yeah, knight C2.
But yeah, we should probably actually full screen the Magnus game.
Yes, that is.
I think the way to go here is to actually watch this with the players' faces, because this is very, very dramatic. And if Magnus actually ends up losing this game, as seems very possible right now, because I don't believe this is enough after rook takes b8, which is what young Krzysztof did play.
Rook takes b8, and
this is just such a change in the context of this tournament.
Yeah, frankly, the problem of bishop takes f3 check is also simple king c1, knight d3, king b1, and that is a real killer, because after knight
there's still rook h8,
rook h8 check.
There's still rook h8. Yeah, this is very critical. Yeah, this is probably the cleanest. Knight e1, and once again the same tactic, picks up the full queen.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that it's just queen takes d5 check was played, but it's it's already over. King c1, there is no.
King c1, maybe knight d3, knight e1 is not that horrible with the bishop takes f3 in the end there, or something like that. But something like queen d2 might just be very strong. Queen d2 played. Yeah, once white starts kind of assuming control over both the light and the dark squares here, the attack completely disappears.
No, it is basically time to resign, yeah? Because also once knight gets out from the f4, there is rook h8 check idea.
Yeah, if we go bishop takes f3,
let's say king
there's
c1.
Also, like, the problem is, once again, I can even do this, because after knight e1, there is mate in 3, yeah?
Yeah.
There's always this rook h8, which wins in every single position. So
no, it seems to me that it's first loss of Magnus for I don't know how long time.
Well, yeah, a very, very long time seems like. Yeah, bishop f3 played, and yeah, you
king
have
c1. I guess he will take on f5, but that's just over.
Yeah, if you take on f5 and you give white,
rook e3 is good enough. Yeah,
rook e3 is fine. Rook e8, I guess, is fine. Queen d8 is probably kind of a counter mate, just starting your own attack here.
Yeah, but that at least gives some knight d3 check. So I guess logically, anything wins. Rook g1 also even.
Yeah, it's very difficult to go wrong here for.
Yeah, I think it's probably Magnus will resign. Well, it's a very big surprise, very big sensation. But well, let's face it, it's true that from some point on, somehow Magnus started to go totally wrong.
Yeah, he got sidetracked, it feels to me. I think clearly we don't know the machine evaluations, but it feels like if we go back to, like, I think the first really major deviation from the logical continuations was this h4 idea, when he definitely had some faster options, both queen b6 and knight g4, and looks like he assumed that he will always have enough stable positional compensation. And
no, but that's a problem in these positions, that you have so many different ideas, plans, that you start to get confused. Yeah, I mean, everything looks interesting, and finally his play was frankly a bit inconsistent. Yeah, from some point on. So, but we have to admit that Duda played very well. I mean, all those ideas with queen e4, if it's right, it's hard to believe, but he was also very confident somehow. Yeah, because with this king in the center, you somehow, I don't know, I would probably spend much more time at some point on, but he always moves king d1 and so on. It was
king d1 in particular was a very, very impressive idea on very short time in the position I have right now on the demonstration board. I don't know if it's clearly visible. Yeah, the idea of just playing king c1 d1 here is quite brilliant.
And let's maybe quickly try to get to the game of, it seems that white is just winning, yeah? Yeah, let's see what happened after knight c5, take c6,
after
rook
knight
b6.
c6, rook b6, and Aryan played knight e5.
Yeah, that is totally wrong.
Yeah, I don't think
my
this was
opinion, because
this was
changing
right.
the knights, you have to start jumping with a knight. Yeah, that is just totally wrong.
Yeah, maybe he thought that he generates enough counterplay here somehow, but
very little chance. Yeah, I mean, because this
and
a
now
pawn.
it's
It
just
just
a
I think it
technical
promotes.
decision.
I don't see how can you save it,
Well,
because
he played rook b5.
yeah,
but
but you
then
take
takes.
a7 and king comes, and king stops pawn. It's just over.
Yeah, and this is a very easily technically winning position.
Yeah.
Even if
King
the
f8, you have to try. King f8, king d3, king e7, king. Rook a6, rook a6.
Rook a6 is probably the cleanest. Yeah, rook a6 is the cleanest. King d7, king d4.
c3. Yeah, okay,
d4,
king
doesn't
c5,
matter.
king b7, king b5, and all pawn endgames are lost.
Yeah, you can never take on a7. You can never play something like rook e8 because a8 wins on the spot, and then the king just runs towards the king side. So yeah, just completely lost.
No, of course, knight e5 was a very big mistake. I mean, in these positions, a pawn is so strong that you need to keep pieces and also try to. I don't know if it's savable still. Of course, black is worse, but after exchanging one pair of knights without a pawn, it's simply zero chance, in my opinion.
It looks bad.
Simply, yeah. So
it looks
was
bad.
a serious positional mistake. So this game, and I don't know. We have to see, but it's not impossible that Firuza might become a leader in this tournament. Yeah, after this game.
I'm not entirely clear on the standings, but
I think it's not impossible, because let's see what is Magnus' game. Let's see if it's still on or he already resigned.
Rook e3 has been played by young Krzysztof. He decided not to bother with trying to give a countermate, just stopped all the checks, and
that's logical. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Magnus will think kind of looking for ways to continue, but I don't think. I don't
see any way.
Actually, queen c2 next move just trades queens, right? Like if you play something like bishop d5, white can quite safely just play queen c2, gets the queens off. And
I wouldn't even, because I think white has more mating chances than black. No, but seriously, I think Magnus would just resign here. So that is.
Yeah, and
then let's see. Yeah, very interesting tense game, Caruana Aranyan. Yeah, let's check what is going on.
Yeah, Fabi is fighting for survival. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get there. He's down to 2 minutes, but he's made some progress.
Yeah, there is some domination. White is getting certain chances. Yeah, because his pieces are very active.
Mm-hmm.
And a4. Yeah, a4 is a very.
A4 knight takes b4.
Yeah,
you wanted to go knight takes a2. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, but probably I cannot really.
Yeah, takes. I mean, the simplest is just to go knight c1 and take on b3 next move. Yeah.
But then, if not this, I mean, how to protect this pawn? Yeah, on a5, because rook d5.
Maybe you can't. Maybe you have to play.
Maybe
you have to take on a2.
Take and just play rook d3 or something. Yeah, takes.
Rook d3 on knight c1. I thought maybe, but yeah, it feels like this probably ends up being a draw.
Feels like it's not so easy. Yeah, knight c1 and trying to get knight on d3, but white is very active. Yeah,
I think we just play knight c6. Honestly, I think we just d3? Try to knight d3. Yeah, I misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then king e6, because king e6, knight takes e5. Yeah, probably.
I don't really want to give up the bishop just yet. Yeah, I would like to keep the bishop alive.
But you have a chance of having bishop on f6, knight to d4, and it's not easy to win for black.
Not at all. No, I'm not sure this is so winning. Yeah, Magnus chose to continue, but probably not for very long.
Yeah, I just didn't quite understand. Yeah, and after knight to check, couldn't he just take on it with a rook?
There's queen f8. There's queen f4 check. If you take twice, you lose.
Queen f4 check. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to take twice. Of course,
you don't have to take twice, but also king b2 is not really a mistake. I don't.
No, because I thought rook h8 check, but then you have queen h7.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take with either piece here. It's just completely winning, of course. Magnus just doesn't really want to lose the streak just yet, so he continues. But the streak is going to finish today.
No,
this is not a position you save against a player of do the Excalibur, or frankly, most players, I think, would be.
Yeah, now you cannot even avoid queen exchange because bishop e4, rook e4 if you want. Yeah, that's going to be over. So let's see then. I think the game of Firuz Atari is basically over also.
Yeah, that one is also pretty much concluded. So the only game that is still kind of in flux is the Caruana Aronian game. So we probably should stick with it for.
Knight c6, king e6 was played. Yeah, let's see what happened. I think after.
Yeah, he just played rook d3 without taking on a2, which is, I guess.
It's a good idea, of course, yeah, because f3 is hanging, yeah.
And Fabi played king a6 for now because he did not like the idea of, to protect the pawn on f3, he would have to make some uncomfortable choices.
But it looks scary. It looks like white has some counterplay, but I don't see how and where. Because even knight e7 check, there is king
Yeah, I'm
f8.
not sure what happens after rook takes f3.
Yeah, or knight takes a2, rook takes f3.
Yeah, he took on a2.
Took on a2, took on a5 instead, yeah.
Yeah, he will probably take on f3 now, I guess, yeah. There's no real reason not to. But then I guess white goes king d5. Yeah, starts running towards the b4 pawn. Because what else do you do?
Yeah, but that's very, very long way, yeah.
That's probably not
knight c1, for example, knight to d3. No, that's no chance. I think the only chance for white is to try to get his king on e6 and maybe create some kind of threats, if you can. I mean, perpetual check threats or something. So rook takes f3.
Yeah, but how exactly?
So knight c6, rook takes b3, knight e7 check, king f8, knight f5, something like this, and prey on knight d5. Yeah, but I don't see. Okay, you're threatening bishop d6 check, king 8, bishop e7, maybe.
Yeah, you are currently generating some threats, but yeah, it doesn't really feel like it's sustainable.
Like it's a mate in net, yeah, it doesn't look like this.
Rook d3. It's just never going to be enough.
Yeah, because b pawn is but still bishop d6 check.
I wanted to just go king g8 here. Although now you probably play king f6, yeah, and if I go b3, I might lose. Yeah? Like this position might be lost now suddenly. Yeah?
Some
kind of a study.
Okay, you have to follow my bishop, yeah, somehow.
Yeah, no, probably not lost, probably still a draw. Yeah, there are some studies like this, but it doesn't quite.
I was thinking about king f7 check, rook takes e5, king f8, but you have rook
we have rook
e7
check. Yeah,
you have rook e8. Yeah, that's okay. We are having fun, but objectively, of course, bishop d6 check was played.
No, even without the check, just bishop d6. Yeah.
Even wait.
Just bishop d6. He just played this as a quiet move to stop the knight.
No, that is over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because black can always just get h6, king h7. No, there is no chance at all. Because
and eventually you just trade b4 for b3 and win the 2 against 2 on one side.
Yeah. And I can tell you it will be white who will be asking on the knees to trade these pawns. It's still not easy. I mean, h6 is a simple winning move. So it seems like today, for the first time, we have no tie breaks. Yeah.
There might not be any Armageddons today. It seems like it's.
No, I mean Armageddon. Yeah. Which is good news for us, of course, but it's quite an entertaining. I mean, maybe the most entertaining round actually. Yeah, of today.
Yeah, very exciting games.
Very fantastic. Yeah, fantastic excitement. And let's see if Firuz Atari probably it's already ended.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
this is the position. There's really not very much.
Still,
to
the game is on, but yeah.
No, it's not anymore.
I think probably something similar will happen. Although check the Magnus position. I mean, it's absolutely totally lost, but
no, it's
at least I don't know how, but he managed not to lose on the spot. Let's come back in this position when the bishop was on f3.
Let's find
when the bishop was on f3, and I actually quite bishop was on f3.
Yeah, he played queen f4 and f5. Yeah, queen f4 and f5.
Okay, I mean,
rook f8.
I would consider taking on f3 just. But okay,
sure. But what
But 14 seconds. Check it to this time. 14 seconds and only 10 seconds increment.
Yeah, this is why the game is continuing. Clearly, again, like if this were any kind of a time
Queen
control,
G6, Queen G6, Rook D7.
Rook D7 played. Yeah, eventually the king will come to A3, and then Black will.
No, that's true. That's true. But okay, it's absolutely totally lost. But who knows with these seconds?
Yeah, I've tried for the commentator curse quite. Like I made my very serious bid for the commentator curse here, saying that this game never ever gets saved, but I really do feel like it never ever gets saved.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. I mean, how and why, but Queen G1 check was played.
Yeah, King B2, King A3. I really like the king on A3. It is completely safe there. Basically, there are no squares on the board where it can be checked from without trading queens. So just go King B2, King A3.
Played. King B2, so let's try to...
Yeah, we should probably be, like, there's not really very much to discuss on the analysis board.
No, nothing to discuss, it's just 13 seconds and, you know, that's A5 or something, yeah. I mean, just to confuse somehow. C4 was played.
C4, I don't know what that does.
That continues the game.
Yeah, it continues the game. Yeah, this is exactly what it does. And Jan Krzysztof finally decides to return the one exchange he has extra.
So C4, Rook takes C4 is played.
Rook takes C4, Fe, and he played.
I guess Queen D4.
He played Rook D4. I don't quite. He's not making it easy on himself, honestly. This is.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
It's still going to be fun.
Yeah, so let's show it. Let's show it to the public. C4 takes Rook D4.
Yeah, this is the current position, and
pretty good position for white. Queen F2 check is played.
Queen F2 check. Yeah.
Queen D2, I guess. Yeah.
Queen D2 is fine. Yeah. Rook D2 is also not a mistake. I don't like. As long as you don't blunder a full rook here, I think you're fine. But.
Queen d2, queen f6. Okay, queen e3. Yeah, that's becoming really difficult.
So I think you play something like queen f3 or queen g3, but then you take on c4, and yeah, it's also difficult to imagine.
Yeah, always queen c2 is
yeah, queen c2 is maybe even the cleanest, the biggest threat.
Yeah, that is just trying miracles. And let's see, yeah, Fabiano's game, but it seems to be totally over. Yeah, because no, he's trying for these tricks. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I like this h6. I don't know why h6 wasn't played.
Yeah, I thought h6 was a very, very clean solution.
Yeah, and then king to h7, because now at least, but still, rook can go to h3, yeah, always.
But yeah,
queen g3 check looks like quite far from perpetual, but
yeah,
king b2. No, I think we should try to move to the Caruana-Aronian game, because
I still feel like this is probably finishing very soon. So we just because I really expect this game not to last very, very much longer. Which this is
queen
why
takes h3. Yes, I don't know.
Queen g3,
queen g3,
queen d4. Yeah, and yeah, once white gives
also like queen c2 move. Yeah, just to start counterattack. So queen g3, queen d4 is
queen
played.
d4. Queen d4 is also very logical. Is also very, very logical. Yeah, and also Jan Krzysztof, I think, amassed some safety buffer of time on the clock here, which is kind of important. So he doesn't have to worry about losing on time. Queen g2, yeah, and we just run up with the king c3, king b4, king a5, somewhere around there.
Yes, that is 1 second. I realize. Yes, so we started. We just check the game of.
Yes, as soon as this is over, we go to Alireza. Yeah.
And this is probably over very soon.
Yeah, should be over in any moment. Yeah, I don't really expect it to last much longer.
Yeah, I mean, we can probably start already, because here 1 minute. There is 1 minute on the clock, and that's must be enough.
You
So,
have to-
Lisa, congratulations with the game. So, tell us something about the game from the beginning. So, what was I think was quite a critical moment after knight g6. Yeah, probably. We considered knight f1 maybe as a good move. Instead of d5.
I think d4 is just mistake. I think they don't play d4 here. I think they just go knight f1, knight g3, and d5, c4, something like this. I think after
it is a theoretical position. Yeah?
I don't know if d4 is theory, but because d4, knight g6, knight f1, I thought you could take on d4 and go queen c6.
ED,
so we didn't
CD,
even consider.
Queen c6?
Yeah.
And you mean that there is no way to protect the pawn?
I couldn't find the way. Queen d3 sacrifice.
Maybe you take with the knight.
Yeah, knight. Okay, rook e8. I thought. And
but that is normally, and then d5 comes. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Because after CD Queen c6, I'm thinking about tactical ideas, trying to take on c6, play knight g3, rook e8, bishop e3, but probably it doesn't work. Bishop e3?
Yeah, all of this. I think knight e4 and just f5 somewhere. I think.
No, d5. I mean, was my plan. Yeah.
D5,
I guess
takes and D
works,
and D. If it miraculously can work. Bishop f2, king f1.
Bishop e1? Oh,
knight takes e4, but I doubt.
H4, yes.
F5 is even.
F5 or d5 or something.
At minimum.
F5 probably.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why.
D4 is mistake, I think. Already.
And so you played b5?
Yeah, just to prevent queen c6. So here I'm not sure if he could. I don't know why he went for attack, or I think he could just play in the center, right?
We were considering AB, rook A8, I think here, and I couldn't really see White's continuation. I mean, White shouldn't be worse, obviously, but can you show Peter, please? AB,
Sure.
rook
Yeah,
A8.
and young Krzysztof does win his game. That game just finally ended a moment ago. Yeah, takes rook A8 we thought was quite critical.
Yeah. Or rook e8 even, I thought.
That is also an option.
Because rook e8 sometimes
at least
d5.
here white maybe can try some knight c4, no, some kind of ideas with c4 b6. But yes, it's true. I mean, we actually were not sure after rook a8 how to play with white. I mean, what to do next.
Rook a8?
Instead of rook e8, rook a8, yeah.
I said d5.
Rook e7, yeah, that's what we were.
Knight c4.
And bishop c5, yeah.
Yeah, if b6.
b6, c6, that's exactly the line we checked, and we thought black might just be better here. And if not b6, then black goes b6, yeah. I mean, I don't know if black is slightly better or not, but probably, definitely he's doing well, yeah.
Yeah, I also thought something like this, d4 is really dubious move.
And then, let's see what was what do you think? Where was the black's mistake?
I think queen c8 also was. I think he should have taken on b5, of course. But okay, then you gave me this, and
I mean, taken on b5 after knight f1, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere I don't know, like.
Yeah, because our idea was AB, bishop b6, and it looked pretty comfortable for black.
Yeah, sure.
So how was your assessment of the position here?
Yeah, I thought black is completely fine, but yeah, I was hoping he make mistakes.
Yeah, but you thought it was equal, yeah, more or less.
Yeah, sure.
And so when was King C8? Yeah, that was we actually were not quite sure after C6 what is the plan.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, white is fine here, but C6 looked much more natural to us.
Yeah, I wanted king. I wanted because queen d3 doesn't work, right? Probably it's mate or somehow knight f4.
Mate or even maybe some d5 ideas, yeah, but It might be mate, yeah, who knows?
Because knight f4, queen a6, bishop f4, knight g3 something.
Well, in the worst case, of course, queen d3, queen c8 is possible, yeah, probably. And another question is d5, if it works or not, hard to say.
Yeah, d5 is always interesting, but yeah, at the very least, this is a better version for black than what he got in the game, right? Because
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because, and by the way, yeah, it was an interesting moment. What was you considering after bishop e3? Let's say how it all went. ED, CD,
yeah,
for knight d2.
I think he could go queen a8 even here. I thought.
after
Queen
the
A8.
capture, or
No, right here. I think.
This we did not consider at all.
Yeah, like
Knight d2.
just knight gf4 or something.
Maybe, yeah. But it's a little difficult, yeah, probably to play move like queen a8. As we used to say, you know, in this situation, the queen goes to make a corner, yeah, in a football style, yeah. So, but okay, let's say, yeah. The interesting was what was played actually. Yeah, we just want to check if what did you consider in this position? Let's say d5. Huh?
I thought knight gf4, no?
Knight gf4.
I think we missed that moment because I think we returned and d5 was already played, so I don't know about this. Is there a threat on the king side? Like if you play something like rook b7, are you getting mated or?
I think I am, no? Knight h3.
But can we ignore it for one move?
I think just knight f4.
And then queen g4, yeah?
But wasn't it this position, Peter, when we just were taking playing knight h2?
Not exactly this one. It was
sure. It was tempi down, yeah. The knight f4, and what would be?
I thought just knight d2. I think
The first one.
Yeah, first. So rook e6, but then just because d5 rook e3, yeah.
Yeah, d5 rook e3 should be very playable for black. So you have to play something like queen b7, I guess.
Yeah, queen b7
or
and
rook b7. I don't know.
Yeah,
and
it's hard
rook
to say.
b6. Now he gets much better version, but
Yeah, but this is a compared to the game. This is like a dream
pawn,
position.
simply a pawn, yeah. The same position more or less, but with a pawn, yeah.
but maybe here his bishop doesn't have place. I don't know.
Yeah. But so and after d5, which was possibly not an accurate move, so queen takes. How was it? Knight d2.
Yeah, he had to go rook e7, I think.
Rook e7, yeah, that's what also was our idea. Maybe rook e7, and after rook e6, queen takes d5.
Yeah, rook b7 for sure. Yeah. So rook e6 takes knight, and here he had f5. I thought here.
Yeah,
So
and
you saw that? Yeah, that was.
you saw.
I saw f5 and I was getting crazy. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, but there was also another interesting move here. c5. Did you check it?
c5 I missed. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, probably it doesn't work, but we just had this idea. Maybe c5. I mean, it also looks. And f5. We were actually considering, but frankly, f5 knight c4. I think we couldn't really make it work for black.
Like knight c4, knight f6.
And now you can already take on f5.
I think now we can take, because knight takes e3 will support the queen on f5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Knight c4 is very strong.
But c5 is a very interesting move, yeah. Because actually after knight f6, queen b7, it looks.
This looks very sad, yeah.
Yeah, knight c4, knight c7. Yeah, this is very sad. Yeah.
But still, it was.
So not knight e7, I think, instead of c6. He should have gone knight e7. Move 30.
But then after knight e4, I still couldn't really.
c6.
But this is what we actually were.
Yeah, I was not sure about bishop h6.
The problem was maybe that with a knight on c6, then basically your bishop on b8 is forever.
But I cannot do anything, right? Like, what can I do?
I mean, like bishop d2, maybe knight c6. You exchange
Yeah,
pair
knight-
of rooks, and I don't know, bishop c3. I mean, how to?
But I don't have any target, right? So, f6, let's say.
Yeah, so the king starts running towards.
I mean,
c8 or
knight
something.
d4 maybe is the idea, just to But of course, through and another, we actually thought maybe c6 and knight e7 was an option. I mean, instead of knight e5, we didn't look so totally lost here.
Knight e7, yeah, rook a6, knight d5, and just bishop d2, I thought.
Yeah, bishop d2 and maybe rook d8. I mean, it looks like black might have some
Because rook
chances.
b6.
Yes, of course we will not, bishop a7, we will not take this rook, yeah?
But I don't move the rook, so it will stay there.
One day I have a chance of taking the b pawn, yeah? I mean, I thought it was not so simple. Black has at least some chances, maybe. Even if it's...
This was probably slightly stronger than what he played, but still...
Yeah,
still
because
very
knight e5, it looked to me like it's just totally lost, yeah?
Yeah.
But
95.
still, like this is not really a question for you because you played what seems like a very clean game, and maybe Aryan could have played better.
Yeah,
and
sure.
We would love to continue asking you, but all three games kind of finished at once. So
Yeah. I think.
Apologies, but
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And just we have one question to you, a logistic question. Are you now the leader of the tournament?
I don't
You
know.
should know
Levon is
better
leading.
than us.
I think Levon is leading.
Levon is the leader, yeah.
Levon. Because he won already. Okay, good. Okay, congratulations, Reza. So you continue your excellent performance and good luck for the next rounds.
Thank you very much.
Well played, yeah.
So now we can maybe invite.
I think Jan Krzysztof is coming shortly. Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know if Levon, maybe we can. I don't know if he's going to wait for the press conference or.
Seems unlikely from what I've heard, but we will.
If not anyway. Yes, we'll have opportunities to talk to him. You see, it's a very rare occasion when all three games finished, in a very short period of time. I mean, so. Probably, yes, we will have Jan Krzysztof today. So, who is basically who did exactly what I was warning Magnus to avoid, is to go to become too optimistic, to try to win by all means, and that it can end not well, and that's exactly what happened today.
Yeah, it seems like I think one way to describe it would be that Magnus overpressed, but we're not even entirely sure. I think it was just a very, very interesting, very difficult game, which Jan Krzysztof played very well, I feel.
Yeah. Congratulations,
welcome.
Hello,
everyone. Thank you.
Nice to see you for the first time here. And secondly, yes, it's a huge achievement. Especially, I mean, not in itself, of course, you're a very strong player, always can win a game, even against such a player like Magnus Carlsen, but especially that you broke, I think, maybe all-time record on such level of Magnus Carlsen, who hadn't lost, I think, for like 120-something games, as far as I know.
The number was very large, yeah.
Yeah, it was an unthinkable number. So congratulations. Please tell us, what do you think about the game? What was the critical moments?
Thank you. I mean, I kind of, decided to play e4 still because prior to this game I had kind of, the worst tournament in my life, probably. I mean, especially game against Levon was, a masterpiece, true masterpiece. I'm not to draw this. And so decided to play e4. I didn't expect hero cannon at all, even though I lost to Firouzja in the first game. And I totally forgot about this idea, like this b5 stuff. And
excuse me, was it a theoretical position? B5.
Yeah, I think
Peter,
so.
Could you please move the board to the b5? Yeah.
I mean, how to?
Yeah, just to like b5. So was it a theory, and did you know something about it? Or?
Okay, I know such idea exists, but I didn't seriously bother to analyze it, to be honest. And I mean, but the first stupid thing I did was like calculating for 20 minutes d5, and obviously I got stuck after d5 cd5. And obviously Magnus played at tempo c5, and I was like, 20 minutes.
And by the way, did you excuse me? Did you consider g4 move? Actually, I thought it could have been very interesting option
instead of d5.
Yes.
Not really. Yeah, but maybe. Yeah.
I mean, the idea is that maybe h4 because hg h3 was the idea. G3 rook dg1.
Yeah.
Or rook hg1, maybe even rook hg1, because white has also some serious play, and the main justification of it is if rook e3, f3, queen c7, then knight takes g3 is possible, and queen g2.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask if you were considering it, because it seemed to me like a very interesting option. But okay, anyway, d5.
Could be. I didn't seriously analyze it. I mean, calculate it, to be honest. Like, after I guess h4, no? After g4, like, but maybe it's just an improvement for white. Yeah, I mean,
hard to say.
Yeah,
because there are some rook g1, g5 ideas, maybe so on. Yeah.
Okay, here I was expecting rook takes d3. Here or after a6, a4. I don't know.
We are very happy to hear that, because Vladimir was advocating for it very strongly.
I was actually surprised by rook e7, to be honest. Like, I thought, I wanted to play h3. I don't know if this makes sense, but if I'm not losing by force, maybe. But okay, it's very difficult in general to play with white here. I mean, black.
What was your assessment of the position here?
Okay, probably it's not so good objectively for white, I guess, and practically it's even worse, I believe.
Yeah, so that's exactly actually our assessment. Yeah, that's what, because we were a bit, we were quite surprised that rook takes e3 was not played, and we also thought that it's at least, I mean, I don't know objectively if it's maybe not so clear actually, but practically it looks like a very difficult position to play for black. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean.
And did you feel like you were already sort of in control once this didn't happen, or?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in control. I mean, till the very end, I believe, in this game. But I was kind of happy when I played knight g3. I mean, knight d4, because at least I'm threatening something. And I don't know. Maybe instead of knight d5, I thought some knight b6 maybe is a move. No, but knight d5 is obviously very logical. And and I thought about some, I don't know, stuff like bishop somewhere, bishop c6 and g6 maybe. I mean, to have rook takes d4 after knight d4. I don't know. Something like this.
It's very interesting,
Here Brag is just winning, I think. And
queen h4,
I don't know. No, but knight d5 obviously is also a move. And and after rook b7, I didn't know what to do. I mean, what to play actually. I think it's a strong move.
Yeah, b3 is the only move probably.
Yeah, we thought b3 was the only move, and we were wondering why. What were your doubts here? Because what else can you play really?
Yeah, I thought about some queen c3, but I mean it's very shaky at the very least, and because knight takes d6 and rook takes b2. Yeah, and I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that looks pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to play queen c3, and queen c3 rook takes a2 here. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to play queen c3 first instead of b3.
Queen c3?
But then rook b4, I guess. Yeah, and I don't know, b3. Yeah, knight
like this.
c4 or something.
Knight c4 already starts happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like this. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you played b3, rook b4.
Rook b4 surprised me, to be honest. Like, I thought bishop f5 was a move, but obviously rook b4 also is logical. I mean.
And bishop f5, what was your plan after? How did you want to parry bishop f5?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. I mean, I don't know. Maybe f3, maybe rook h1. I was thinking rook h1, knight g4. No? Like, I thought about rook h1, knight g4, and knight takes d6. I don't know if it's bishop takes c2. Okay, I'm worse, but maybe.
And why not bishop d2? Because we were actually we thought maybe bishop d2 was. I mean, the reason why actually Magnus have not played bishop f5.
Yeah, and knight g4, and then what?
Yeah, now there was some f3. I think finally was an interesting idea. Knight f2, knight takes f2.
Yeah, but
and I don't know if white is any worse actually there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because we thought bishop d2, maybe it's a reason why, because of course bishop f5 is a very logical move, and maybe that was a reason why Magnus decided to go rook b4, yeah? And now what was your assessment of this position? How did you assess it? What was your feeling about it?
Well, I didn't, seriously try to assess this position because it's like, I thought it was just self-playing for black. I mean, whatever black plays always has, some I don't know, compensation or not just, can play in positional way even.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But were you playing for a win here, or how was your assessment? I would say that you thought it was dangerous position, or
yeah, definitely. I mean, okay, I just wanted to play the best moves, and then
okay.
What happens? Yeah, because.
So, and where do you think did your opponent start to go wrong?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Okay, I thought I am in a very good shape here, actually. I was kind of, very optimistic here for a moment, but I'm not so sure anymore. Like, yeah, okay, h4 is, I guess, a good move, yeah? Because I thought that rook b3 is the idea here, yeah? But first maybe f3, yeah? So that there is no knight g4 stuff.
We are not sure if rook e3. Yeah, you mean after h4.
So what happens? What happens if he actually goes knight g4 here?
f3.
Yeah, I was trying to work this out, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe bishop takes e4 makes some sense, but I guess you can even maybe return the exchange and be quite happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
So h4, you played h3, knight g6, rook e3.
Yeah, I don't know, because I played this g4 later and I, allowed myself to have a weakness on h3, but on the other hand, like, I mean, the pawn g2 is also kind of weak, so what to do, like?
Yeah, g3, we were thinking maybe to play g3.
And g3, like, takes h3?
Yes, and now, I mean, if you want to be safe, probably you can just take on h3, yeah? I mean, which is very safe, probably.
I just forgot about taking on h3, yeah? Obviously.
Yes, and like this.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm not sure if white is supposed to make sure he is not worse. I don't know if you're worse in the game.
No. I mean, this is a safe way of playing. No, I think actually probably white is already playing for advantage, if not better. Yeah, but maybe even here white is better. I don't know. But you are probably right to play in a more aggressive way. Yeah, it's probably a right decision because we couldn't really find. King d1 was a very, very nice.
Yeah, King d1 impressed us a great deal, and I still haven't actually checked what the machines say about this, but at the very least, it's a very clever way to deal with the knight jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, I blundered knight d2 check, too many times in my calculations. So yeah, King d1 was the move. I mean. Yeah, now I want to play rook f3 perhaps also, and rook b3, rook f3, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, f5 felt like logical move. Maybe queen d7 also, I thought, instead of f5.
Queen d7. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because instead of b3, he can just play rook e8 or something.
Yeah.
That actually is a very good point. Just preparing to avoid the rook trade. Yeah.
Maybe rook e1. I don't know if it's still good enough.
There might be some tactics now, like knight takes h3 might actually work, I suppose.
Yeah, I see. Yes, f5 was quite surprising to us because it really doesn't look like it must be enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but to me felt very logical, to be honest. Like, okay, he wants to create some target. I mean, on the king side, because okay, in general we were insane, and then approaching insane, and then we were kind of playing randomly, to be honest. At least, I started at some point playing randomly. Like, yeah, I'm still not used to this format. Like, this, that there is no increment. I mean, no 30 minutes and so on. I'm always, thinking a lot, and then I'm wondering, what I spend my time on. Yeah, when there is.
Yeah, why you don't have your half an hour or 1 hour after move 40? Yeah, that's. I guess it's a problem because it's so deep in the professional chess player's mind that after the move 40, you will get your next time control and you will have time to think. Yeah, I mean,
that's it's my first tournament when I don't get actually. So yeah, that's perhaps the reason. I mean, because I don't know. Like, okay, I mean I played very stupid move Queen E4 later on. Yeah, I mean, okay.
But did you miss Queen G2? Yeah, because here it looks like after F3 and so on, it looks like White is slowly but surely taking over. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the Black's position is already very critical. And Queen E4, I mean, Queen G2, that was your plan, yeah? Rook E1?
Oh, I blundered Rook B1 checkmate, actually, after Queen
Yeah,
G2.
that was my guess.
Vladimir actually said this live on air.
No, because it looks like White is just winning, and after Queen E2, Queen G2, okay, so Rook E1.
I wanted to, win like Magnus himself, yeah? Like this Rook E8 check and Queen H6, and some moment, okay, King G5, yeah?
But
okay,
actually, after Rook E1, I don't know, we haven't checked the camera, but it looked to me like F6 might
I have actually, by this point, I gave up and I cheated and I checked with the machine. White is more or less completely winning after Rook H1, so...
Yeah, but lucky I had this move, actually, yeah, because, I mean, otherwise, yeah, but I thought that, after F6 maybe, yeah, instead of Queen G2.
It looks very interesting because it stops, I mean, you control E8 square, you stop the diagonal thing, and already, for example, if King C1, maybe Queen A2 already works. I mean, after Queen G2, yeah? Here,
yeah, I think Queen G2 is actually a mistake, according to what I see on my screen. A kind of a waiting move here, either King H7 or F6, is still, I think, in particular, in the perpetual time trouble that he would be in, would be kind of tricky. But after Queen G2, Rook H1, I think Black is already...
And here, if you try F6 here, it doesn't work already.
There's just no threat, the machine says...
No threat, just kind of good positional move. It's always time to make good positional moves, yeah?
That is true, yeah. And actually, if you consider the fact that the only move that apparently wins cleanly here for White is D5, D6, this is not so easy.
Yeah, I mean, D6 is of course logic, but F6, because I suppose Magnus have missed Rook H8 check, I suppose.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
And once Queen A2, Queen C2 happens, this is objectively just game over. That's
because this is Rook H8 tactics, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of lucky that it's, working, but... Yeah, so actually blundering Queen G2 was a good thing, I mean...
it happens sometimes in chess, So congratulations,
I have to ask... I have to ask, is it the cakes? What worked suddenly that wasn't working before? Do you think it's actually the cakes, or is it something else that made you play like you did today after the 4 rounds you had?
I don't know, maybe it was just a free day, and I don't know, actually. It's difficult to say because I think I didn't play today too well, but actually I think he just blundered this Rook H8 check. I mean,
No, but anyway, I think it was a very good game from your side. I mean, it was a difficult situation out of the opening and very difficult position to play. I would dare to disagree with you, and I think it was a very good performance.
Yeah, I think you're selling yourself way short today. Yeah, you've made a lot of difficult decisions, and yes, you were at some point helped by your opponent, but it does happen. And I think you should be quite satisfied with today.
I couldn't win at the end. I mean, I played like I thought I was winning, by 4 several times, but I wasn't. So I mean, obviously it was to winnable, but still, kind of embarrassing, playing like this.
So the question: how do you feel now about the tournament? What is your goal now after this win, and what is your plan for the second half of the tournament?
Okay,
just to try to play well, or to fight for some higher places. What would be?
Well, no, okay, I just have to play. I mean, good chess, because there is actually nothing I can do. I believe I'm low in points, so but I'm playing Magnus tomorrow with Black, so it's not. I mean, we'll see. I hope I will do better. I mean, in the second half, but of the tournament, because that's what I did. I mean, in this first in these 4 rounds. I mean, to this game was terrible. I mean, astonishingly terrible.
But do you feel like now it's like a new tournament starts and you come there in a very good form, and you feel do you feel optimistic about your chances for the next? I mean, do you think it was like a breaking point this game today? Do you feel it?
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, you know, I haven't fully realized yet that I beat Magnus. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's difficult to say actually because yeah,
Okay,
I was a bit lucky in this game. So also a bit unlucky maybe in other games, but.
So we will see. We will let you rest. You have another game with Magnus Carlsen tomorrow, because tomorrow the pairings, I mean, the players are repeating just with the reverse colors today's round. So again, congratulations. You played well, and you did great. I mean, work and winning against unbeatable player basically. So congratulations, and yes, we all hope that your very strong play today, not only the result but also very strong play, that it will be you will continue in the second half of the tournament to play as you can play as you've played today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well played, and yeah, we'll let you rest.
Yeah, thanks.
So now I guess let's check the standings. So we had the first round, I think, out of 5 when all games were decisive. We had Firuja winning with white against Ariane Tari, and Jean-Christophe Duda beating Magnus Carlsen. I don't really remember exactly when was the last time Magnus Carlsen lost a classical game, but I think it's been years ago.
For those who are very interested in the precise stats, you just need to follow Tarier on Twitter, and you will get all the information you never knew you needed on the topic. So it's the source for that is very well known.
And we have Levon Aranyan with black beating Fabiano Caruana, who is still probably shaken by the game he lost in the round 4 against Magnus Carlsen, and it was a very interesting game. I think very well played by Levon Aranyan. Maybe at some point was equal, then Fabiano let the Black's knight go to a3, and then Levon played, I think, a very, very strong game, and beating Fabiano with black, that's really something. And so let's see the standings. I mean, it's maybe quite surprising for some people that Magnus Carlsen is not the leader of the tournament. This happens extremely rarely after the first half, but we have Armenian Levon Aranyan leading the tournament with 11 points after the first half or first 5 rounds. Second is 17 years old Alireza Firuja, a big hope of the young generation. Absolutely fantastic performance for him now, having 10 points, actually won, if I'm not mistaken, 4 matches out of 5 so far.
Yeah, doing really well.
For the 17 years old player, that is really impressive. The third place is Magnus Carlsen, but with 9 points. But I'm absolutely sure it's not something he's satisfied with, and he will try his best to raise to the top of this tournament, and he has a very good chance to do it. I mean, he has all his chances still. Fabiano Caruana, the sole leader of the tournament after 2 and 3 rounds, lost 2 games, and now on the 4th place with 7 points. Although still, I believe he has his chances to win this tournament. I mean, he's not that far from the 1st place, so he's definitely in the fight for the 1st place still. Well, congratulations, Jean-Christophe Duda. He won today his first game in this tournament, but what a game! Yeah, he managed to beat.
That was an extremely exciting game, and it was interesting to hear him continuously say that he wasn't very impressed with how he played, because I thought he played really, really well. Apart from maybe not finishing the game off as quickly as it was possible, I did not really see very much to criticize there at all.
Yeah,
and it was interesting that I think maybe the first 4 rounds were influencing his thought process there a little bit. But extremely well played game by him, and a very momentous game, because that streak that Magnus had going, it really at some point did seem like it might go forever, but now we know it won't. And yeah, a very important victory.
And we have Ariantari on the last place so far, and well, he was outplayed today by Firuza, made a couple of mistakes. So well, we just hope that he will not get too disappointed, and he will continue to try in this tournament and continue to learn. He is a young player. Of course, it's difficult for him to play with such a strong opposition, but it's a very good chance for him to improve his chess, to learn, and why not to try to win to make some sensations. He still has chances to win 1 or 2 games, and maybe to make this tournament not only a very good learning tool, but also something which he will remember for a long time, beating a top player. So let's see how is he going to do.
Absolutely, it's a very tough learning curve, but Aryan, I think one of his strongest suits is he has a very strong character. He doesn't really get too influenced by setbacks, and it will definitely do him a world of good to play 10 games against this opposition. But of course, in terms of results, it could have been going better. And yeah, we do hope, well, I personally definitely hope it improves in the second round.
And yes, so tomorrow we have a little bit strange schedule, because we are having in the 6th round the same players playing reverse colors. Yes, so we will have exactly the same pairing tomorrow. It's wait, I don't know why, but yes.
Yeah,
so
I think the pairings just go sort of backwards. So they play, like round 6 is the mirror image of round 5, round 7 is a mirror image of round 4, and so on. So it
is a complicated system, I would say, but in any case, what I can see is that tomorrow we have Carlson Duda, Tari Firuza, and Aranyan Caruana. So it's like they're playing mini matches, So tomorrow will be a second day of the mini match, and so I think we had a great day today. We had a very exciting round. It's getting more and more exciting every day. Actually, I think as I understand, the amount of decisive games is well above 50%. Yeah, at least above 50%, which is a very rare case in such top events.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often at all. No.
Yes, and tomorrow, thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. It was a pleasure to work with you. I think tomorrow we have Judith coming back again. So I was enjoying not only commenting with Peter, but also looking at these games, even trying to think on my own, trying to see what would I play. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we meet tomorrow as usual at 5 o'clock, and we continue to follow this tournament, which is not only the first in a long period of time, but also maybe the most exciting things I don't know, since years, because it's really a very, very
it's very enjoyable to watch, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to cover this day with Vladimir. I got very lucky with the day to cover, but I think in this tournament, as Vladimir has already said, it's surprisingly difficult to get unlucky with a day to cover, because every day seems to have produced a lot of excitement, a lot of very interesting chess. And tomorrow, Judith assumes her rightful place in the commentary booth, and that will be fantastic. I've been watching your shows myself. They are outstandingly good. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun today, but tomorrow normal service will be resumed, and I'm sure we all are waiting for Judith's return.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone who watched. Continue, and we see each other tomorrow.